Yeah.
Well, I was wondering.
Right.
So it's Josh Gilman, the first night we met up here in Fort Collins, bar called the Court, and he walked up to me. He walked up to him, and I was like, "Hey man," he's like, "Somebody on the list is named Gaudet, and introduce him as Goulet. That's my name. That's my name, and you should totally do that." And he was just like, Yeah, that was who dog is?
Man, the fucking
I hope so.
It's
like the only explanation.
His own ATM, like he
I could totally. Was it Simon?
Yeah, I don't want to mention names.
Simon was
Asian.
Asian. No, it wasn't Simon. It wasn't Simon. It was the other guy whose name I can't remember. Always fucking high on coked out of his fucking
I only knew Simon. Simon was the showcase down there. Jason Novak put it together. Yeah. We did a showcase down there. Halfway Simon screwed the cash box.
Door money out of the
Cookie Bill's like, hey, so I'm gonna pay you. Wait a second. What does that mean? He's like, yeah, Simon kind of left the cash box, so I just gotta catch up with him. Perfect.
Yeah, Simon was shady as fuck. My old band played too many times.
Too damn many times.
Does smoking bother?
No. I smoked for a long time. I had to help out my daughter's gym class. She was in kindergarten. That was enough of that shit. I couldn't do it, brother. I couldn't do it. It took 20 minutes to get the car when it was over. Oh my god. They were like, I was playing tag. I was like, whoa, what? Don't we just keep him from running the street? Hang on. Thanks, my insurance covers tag, madam.
You are live.
We are live.
First time.
Super echo.
Looking here.
Are we in the lens cap? We are live. Super.
Okay. You don't even have to play the intro today.
I'm hoping certain people I know didn't get the link.
Nobody cares about the intro tonight.
Should we do it?
Fuck the intro.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We're saying fuck the intro and just going with it, guys. Welcome to the Not Governed by Reason podcast. Tonight, we have replaced Josh with this handsome, bearded gentleman, Cody Cardinal, up in the house. And, as always, my name hasn't changed. I'm still Doug. Tonight's episode, we are calling Fishing for Complaints. Because I'm sure at the end we will have a lot of them.
Ooh.
Tonight we are joined by these two wonderful gentlemen, Jeff Albright and Bob Gaudet.
Hey everybody.
How are you guys doing?
Bob. Jeff.
So I like to start with a little bit of just a warm-up question for everybody.
All right.
If you could have one song play anytime you walked into a room, that would, be like your entrance theme, what would it be? And why?
Limelight by Rush.
Nice.
Rush is absolutely hands down my favorite band, and that is the show that I used to listen to before every that was a song I used to listen to before every comedy show.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that was already your
that was I made it my theme. And I hope Rush will forgive me.
Oh man. A serious song. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but there's a particular AC/DC song that I really like, that I would listen to in my headphones, particularly like Comedy Works or something like that. But my first thought answer, and one of my all-time favorite songs, is still USA for Africa. I'm not kidding. I fucking love that song. I still love the 45. That was
that's amazing.
No, when you said it, that was the song that first came in my head, and
that's beautiful.
Yeah, USA for Africa.
I like that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Can I change my answer?
If you went to write for more like
but I like your answer better though.
It is AC/DC. There's oh god, I can't remember their name. I'm sorry, but anyways.
USA for Africa.
Yeah, USA for Africa. Fucking love that song. I mean, we used to drink and drive and listen to it in high school. When it came out, that's how old I am.
Yeah, man, I remember watching the video, just picking
watching
out
the
names
video,
as they
dude.
go by, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
you go from Bob Dylan to Kenny Rogers and shit.
The We Are the World.
Springsteen's
And then-
in there, and it's just ridiculous.
And then
man.
the best thing about the video is, and then if you really look at the people, Dan Aykroyd is there
Yup.
just singing in the background, and like, what is going on here? How much cocaine is at this place? Oh man, but that's my jam.
That's badass.
It just crescendos. It's so, oh man, that's so funny. Yeah.
Gotta
That's
see if
amazing. Now I can picture that every time you walk in
Dude,
someplace.
There comes the time.
Yeah, right?
And he just gets you so, like, you want to make change, and you want to, like,
dude.
also, like...
That's too funny.
Dude.
I catch myself with that one stuck in my head at work every once in a while.
You can make the changes of the voice in
Yeah,
your head.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you
Oh,
catch the different. It's funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you ever hear the parody "We Are the Worms"?
Yeah, I think
sometimes
so.
I get
yeah.
like,
Yes.
that one dragged in there, and
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
Or sometimes I get a song stuck in my head so long that I just start changing the words to try and just get it out.
Make it better.
Yeah, right.
Right, to make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been something I've been talking a lot
To
about.
make a change.
I get terrible music stuck in my head. I don't ever get good music.
No.
It's always like fucking Beyonce.
Well,
It's always shit.
Yeah.
It's always shit. It's always the stuff that's designed to get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
is it terrible or...
Bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sick fucks.
Those bastards.
There's certain bands that I've just come accustomed to where I'm just like, I used to be like, oh, fuck that, and get the song stuck in my head, and now I'm just like, I'm just going to say I like the band. You know what I mean?
to it.
I like 3 songs of this band, no matter how bad they are. You know, I like this band. You know, I would see them at the fair. You know what I mean? Or some
Yeah.
shit. Or what happened?
Yeah,
what happened
right.
here in Fort Collins?
Kansas.
Oh,
the Bros.
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth,
So I'm
man.
talking Smash Mouth
Yeah.
level band. I'll say my band, Matchbox 20.
Matchbox 20.
Shout
I would
out,
see Matchbox 20.
Matchbox 20.
I would
too.
totally see them.
Dude.
Yeah.
3
Yes.
solids, 4 maybe solid songs.
Yep.
But they're cheesy enough. The Santana song just kind of, made
Right.
it like so too much.
I must be
Yes!
lonely.
Yes! It was like the poor man's nephew's Pearl Jam. But I think that's why I like them. It's like,
But they were a rich man's Nickelback, damn it.
They were the rich man's
Oh, that's
Nickelback.
insanity.
Those were the best
Oh,
two
that's
descriptions
amazing.
I've ever heard. In my life.
That's true.
I saw Sugar Ray one year at fucking.
I think I
Taste
see
the
Sugar
Fort
Ray
Collins.
right
I
now,
only
though.
know one Sugar Ray song, but I would totally see Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
Put your arms around that song, right?
Yeah, put your arms around.
Not
Right,
long to
one
fly.
more that you'd be like, oh, I forgot they sang that.
Or every morning
Right.
was like that.
Mhm.
Every
Oh,
morning.
hell yeah. Now, Smash Mouth was
I always had the
lyrics.
lyrics
Yes.
screwed up on that one, so
So
it
it
came
came out, whenever I sang that one along the radio, it always came out, every morning there's a girlfriend hanging from the corner of my cousin's 4-post bed, which is not probably the best. That's kind of, I'm like, whoa.
That would have been a Third Eye Blind song, because their songs had that shit in it, and we'd be like,
Yes.
your mom would be singing it, and be like, Mom, they're talking about methamphetamine.
Yeah. Have you not heard that?
Yeah.
Third Eye Blind.
I would not go see them,
No.
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 but
I have seen
same
them.
thing.
Yep.
I probably have. You know what I mean? Maybe I have.
I saw him at Budweiser Event Center.
Who's that?
Third Eye Blind.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was
saw,
working that show.
And no,
so.
no
I think-
disrespect to them because they may be watching, right?
Right.
Is that room?
I think it's the band is a higher level than what we've been talking about, but one of those bands that I was 38 Special that I'm like,
Oh,
Yeah.
like you don't like they're a fun band. Like I saw them at Adams County Fairground. I got to the fence, which was like 6 foot away from the stage, and I just stood there listening to them play.
Fuck
It was,
yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
They are a offshoot band of Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner,
Yeah,
because it's his
yeah.
brother, right? It's,
Right,
it's one of the
right.
Van Zants that fronts.
Yeah, and then when the one died, he left 38 Special and became the singer of
This okay.
Skinner now.
Of Skinner,
He's still-
right.
Wouldn't it some of the members of the Eagles too?
Maybe, who knows,
they might have
man.
passed through there. I don't know if that
All
was
those
all
little
them.
bands, like Little River Band, and there's
Oh, yeah.
Rossington Covington or something like that.
Right,
Yeah.
they all
were
kinda-
all Skinner,
yeah.
like pretty amazing for Skinner. That's a
My
The Allman
answer
Brothers are
is
all-
still
Yeah,
Africa
Allman
by
Brothers.
Toto.
Toto. Africa? That's a good one, man.
Man,
See
Not
you walk
Weezer.
into a room and they hear dun, 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 you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
oh man.
It neutralizes and makes you.
Wow, you guys-
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had much better answers than me.
What about you, Mike? What would your song be?
I got nothing, man. I have
The best part
absolutely
about it is the
nothing.
sound engineer actually does just play the song he wants.
Yeah.
You know?
He's producing the
The
song
guy
right
sings,
now.
yeah, he's right.
I'm listening to something
This
else.
is his
already.
theme song. Just a bunch of
So-
fools babbling in his.
What brought that question up
I'm sorry,
is
man. I probably should have gone that way with that.
we've started trying to figure out songs for
Trying not to
comedians
smoke
to
the
enter to.
Okay.
And
songs for comedians to enter to. I'm sorry.
like
okay.
that we would
For the
play
stage.
when they
Yeah,
go
like
on.
intro music. Yeah.
But they wouldn't get to pick it. We'd pick it for them.
Okay.
So now we're just watching all these
wanted
comics
to
and being like, yeah, I think that guy definitely needs this song. Fucking Roxanne.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Great.
His is going to be Nelly
It's
Furtado.
about prostitution. Did she do a cover of that?
No,
Oh.
she does a song called
I
Like a Bird.
Damn. I watch a lot of CW, so that song is
Right.
on
Oh, yeah.
other shows. Oh man.
I think mine would be Bitch by Meredith Brooks. My intro song.
Oh, man, I'm trying to think of the. I recently got rid of a lot of my stuff, so I'm trying to think of a lot of music recently because I've got hip hop group, real recent. They have a particular song that that's the one that like kind of AC/DC, and then it replaced Run the Jewels.
Run the
Hell
Jewels.
Had
Yeah.
a song, and I don't remember if it's off. I don't even remember what album it was on, but it was just before I get on stage for a really big show. That was just the fucking song just got me so jacked.
Pumped up.
Yeah. A little too much though. You almost, you get out on stage instead of telling jokes. I'm just doing Run the Jewel lyrics. And you're like,
Right.
whoa, this isn't 8 Mile, man.
Or you're telling jokes in the cadence of the Run the
Yeah,
Jewel
just
song.
like-
You're like, oh, this is not going to end well.
You get real threatening with the
Man,
mic.
I don't know if I can make the drop work in this joke.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. The crowd's all worried up.
Yeah, like, just leaning back from the jump. Oh boy.
What's
Like
your,
an Eric Lindstrom set.
what's your funeral
Yeah.
song?
My funeral song.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like
Ooh,
the,
man.
the song at your wake that everyone walks into and sees your casket, or however you want to be disposed of.
That's a good question.
You know, that's weird because, like, I've been to several funerals, which is, I guess, not I don't know, I just have.
Yeah.
I just go.
But yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't even know the people in this. No, but like, that's the thing now with the wakes is that they keep running this music loop of like, so like, I catch myself listening to like Panda going, oh yeah, I'd put that on. Like, Jesus, that's morbid. It's like, yeah, but I would. I'm just saying, you know, that song represents me to a certain point. Man, the death song. Huh?
Party All
What'd
the
that be?
Time by Eddie Murphy.
It's a good one.
Pretty solid, yeah.
It's my answer is still.
We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by, and the show will begin again shortly. Get your hand up there. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by, and the show will begin again shortly. Get your hand up there.
Devil's orange juice or whatever we're calling it these days.
Devil's orange juice. I've never
terrible
heard that
at
before.
All right, we're back, guys. Sorry about that.
So good.
So you guys have both been doing comedy for quite a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been in it off and on about 14 years.
Nice.
Yeah, my son was an infant the first time I got a chance to perform, and he's 14 now. So yeah, right around that time frame.
Nice.
I mean, I didn't jump into it. I was working nights the first time I ever did comedy, so I had a real hard time to get down there because Denver was the only place to play back then. We didn't even have the cork yet. We did a contest at what is now Mojo's over on City Park. It used to
Yeah.
be Sullivan's.
Sullivan's.
Yep.
Yeah.
A guy named Jamie Hancock put an ad in the Collegian, and I happened to be working for the Fort Collins, Colorado at the time. We printed that. I was working in the press room, and I came in one day, and I tore we call them webs, and I just tore the web out to get things set up. And I looked at it, I looked at my supervisor, I was like, I should call before I chicken out. And he went, yeah, you probably should. I was like, okay, all right, I'll call tomorrow. So I did. And you talk about, my friends came out in droves, man, that first night. The bouncer at some point looked at me and went, how many fucking people do you bring into my bar? I was like, if everybody makes it, at least 2 more carloads. I had a lot of people show up for me, man. They were super good. And I told myself, I said, if I can get at least a chuckle on my first line, I'm going to be okay. If I miss them and they just stare at me, this is going to be over in about 4 seconds. So
Nice.
And I think having people there that know you.
yeah.
We didn't have high expectations anyways, is what they're saying about the technical difficulties. We broke the
I thought they were
internet.
saying that about my first
No,
performance. I thought maybe some friends to it. That would have been about perfect. Yeah, that would have been perfect.
They're alive.
You should have just let me think it. Like, that would have been great. And I'm like, good, all right, they're paying attention.
Maybe they were.
Yeah. Where'd you first do comedy? Was it
Oh man.
in Denver?
Denver. It was.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, totally, man. It was 6 years ago on my 39th birthday at Herman's Hideaway.
Nice.
On South Broadway.
Nice.
It was at a hip hop show. It was a mixed genre show with people that are
Somehow
still
that's even scarier.
with people that are still in the game. Extra Cool, who's a rapper in Denver, and a band called Churchfire.
Yeah.
And who
I've
are
heard the name
pretty
Churchfire.
big still.
Yeah, I've
They're
heard the name
actually, they're, let's say the other two are way bigger than I am still. But I worked with Extra Cool, a.k.a. Danny, a friend of mine, at a record store in Denver. And I was like, I'm going to try stand-up comedy. He goes, I got a show. I'd love to have a comedian on. And I'd never done anything. He goes, you want to do 20 minutes? And I was like, sure, man. And it was my 39th birthday. I did like 8 shots of whiskey and had beers and got up on stage. And I shouldn't do this, but it's still on YouTube. That set is still on YouTube. And I did 20 minutes, but I think I did like 2 10-minute sets of the same thing because I was drunk. But it was encouraging, and friends were there.
Yeah, that's
Like you
That's
said, Doug.
the key.
And there were friends there, and they were very supportive, and they were just like, fuck, man, part of that was good, you know?
Yep.
You should keep doing this. And
Less drunk next time.
yeah. Well, no,
Yeah.
no one said that to me, so I was like, okay.
right.
No, obviously, but so I just kept doing it. But it, like Bob said, just in Denver, just going to mics on South Broadway, Colfax,
That was.
and then I started a mic right away of my own.
Yeah, and that was we were fortunate enough because I had no desire to really start my own room, and we were fortunate enough to have guys like Dickie Bill Wagner and Jason Novak, and Paul Brunette was another driving force. He doesn't do it anymore at all. I don't even get to see him anymore, but Paulie Burnett really put one of the first shows ever together at Fort Collins, which turned into like a 2 to 3 hour comedy marathon when Castion's was still out there on Link Lane.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that was brutal. I had the misfortune. I had the misfortune of bringing like about 10 to 12 people, which was the most people that anybody brought. So as a reward, they were going to let me close the show, which was like literally like 37 comics into the evening. So by the time I took the stage, all of the people that had shown up were like, we can't pay babysitters any later.
They
we gotta go.
Were they getting like hard 3 minutes, or was everybody getting
No,
some time?
you were
So
just going.
do
It
your
was.
thing. Yeah.
It was one of those things we were just trying to get something up here, and but nobody had really put anything together before. So you don't think. You go, oh yeah, 7 to 10 should be fine for everybody. And then you don't realize, like, hey man, that's like 300 minutes. We're like really getting ridiculous here.
Yeah.
And that was before any of the rules were really sort of figured out or put in place. And so it was just a nightmare, to be honest with you. But from that, Dickie Bill Wagner jumped in, both feet, and he started the Cork. And then when the Cork got sold out from under us, they sold the Cork. We found out that they sold it. We were going to our normal open mic when the new owners were like, hey, we didn't get our liquor license yet, so we're not open. And comedy's not really in our future plans, so bye. And it was like,
It happens
okay.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
They started that weird theme restaurant.
It was, and that never got off the ground. And now it's like it's a dental center or
like
something.
It's Urgent care.
Yeah, and from there was when Jeremy Michael, J-Rock, and Brett Crandall approached the crew at Hody's. And then they asked me if I wanted to host because Dickie Bill didn't want to host anymore. He had done the Cork, and he really wanted to try and get out and do his own thing.
Yeah.
And he felt that hosting a weekly show, you couldn't really do
taken away
that.
from it, yeah.
Well, I was married at the time. I had 2 kids, so I wasn't going to be going on the road or anything like that. So it was a perfect gig for me. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. And then, it just became its own thing.
Now it's
amazing. It's so much fun, man. It's so much fun. I'm so Like, I'm beyond thrilled that room is still there. It amazes
It's
me.
funny
We were
when you
there
bring these
last
names up
week,
because
man.
I,
Like, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
I came up in Denver comedy,
Mhm.
but I mean, first friend I ever made really in comedy was Dickie Bill.
Yep.
And what formerly known James Gold.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of Boulder based, and he's still James. He's changed his name. I just had him down here in Loveland.
Yep.
But what's his name was the first one to kind of bring me up here to do a show. Brett
Brett
At
Crandall.
the Whiskey is that what his old room was? The Whiskey.
The East Coast.
The East Coast.
That's the one he used when it was still on Linden, or when it was on in the original
negative-
spot on
Yeah,
Linden,
across the
yeah.
street.
-3 degrees.
God.
Dude, I drove from Denver in -3, I-25. Well, I-25 wasn't as bad then, you know what I
No,
mean? But
yeah.
it was still the same road.
Yeah.
And, man, it was like life or death, 3.5 hours, but I was like, I got a show out of town, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get to go to Fort Collins
hell
and
yeah.
do comedy, and so it was like, hell yeah, my ex-wife was so pissed. Because she came, and no one was there. And how could you blame them?
Yeah.
Fort Collins, the school was on break. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it
Yep,
was
yep.
-3 degrees outside.
Yeah,
I think
man.
-6 by showtime. And it was like,
and God, the East
But-
Coast was not exactly
all
A
of a
happening
sudden,
place.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah,
after hours
right.
bar,
Yeah.
man.
Well, all of a sudden, though, because we waited so long,
Mm-hmm.
then people showed up.
Yeah, because of the after
And
hours.
so, maybe it was 6 to 8 people, 10, maybe.
Maybe.
So I felt good, like,
Yep.
fuck it, and other people were still pissed, but I was like, it was worth it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
I don't know if I feel like that about doing shows now. You know what I mean? Like,
There's definitely a difference now.
fuck, man. 3 to 4 hours in snow for 6 to 8 people. It's like, oh, and I hate to say that, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's totally worth it. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny how you change.
Yeah, I drove through a snowstorm to go to Greeley when the Down Under was still open because the Denver guys couldn't make it.
Yeah.
The weather was awful.
I never got to do the
And
demo.
up north of Greeley, I got on the road and I'm like, what is wrong with these guys, man? This is not. And then I got to 34 and I was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die before I ever get to the class. This is going to be the poor man's La Bamba. Like, I'm just like, I never even came close to making it and just died alone in my car on the side of the road. But yeah, but I don't know if I'd take that call now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
right.
like, I don't know, man.
don't
It's
know.
kind of chilly out and I'm
Yeah.
sleepy,
Just download a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Or something, whatever.
Right.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
So,
funny.
but yeah, it's weird how things change a little bit.
No, it's just funny, and I just love how this town is. It's just really killing it right now in comedy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you can feel that. I
That
think it's kind of just the whole region has grown. And
Yeah.
It's just kind of. It's not really Denver or Fort Collins or Boulder. It's just a
no, it's
goddamn
really starting to
huge
mix
region.
together. Yeah,
Yeah,
Boulder's jumping in the mix
All the
big
way
time,
down to
which is
the
super
springs and
cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun people. Like Garrett Waller out of the Springs is one of my
I
favorite
love
people.
Garrett. I've had him up here several times.
Kevin Shook doesn't do much, I don't think, as far as shows go anymore, but he was always a super cool guy. He gave me time. I showed up randomly at the Rocket Room in the Colorado Springs one time, and he was like, yeah, absolutely, come on down, we'll give you time, no problem.
I
It
just
was
had
so much fun.
Dan Rainey up from the Springs.
Yep.
Dan is a crusher.
I know that name. I don't know if I've talked to
So
him.
fun. Ben Verbeck, obviously, down in
Yeah.
the Springs. John Brown.
Yep.
Great dudes.
And then like C.J. Willard, I think, out of is he out of Boulder?
I believe so. He may even.
And
man,
Billy Joe.
I
There's
just
just
said
a
that
lot
moved to
of
Denver.
fun
That's the
people.
thing. Everybody,
Yeah,
I don't
everybody
think
moves
you
to
can-
Denver, so you
I
automatically
think
just.
that's the thing. I don't like the scene thing anymore. It's like it's just the Colorado comedy scene. I think that's what it's becoming. to
Yeah,
me. You know
it's
what I mean?
definitely, and it's been pretty quick, if you think about it.
I mean, yeah, it is definitely. It's like an amoeba.
No images in this view on your camera.
Yes. In
I'm
what
not
case?
even
You
near
broke
that.
it again?
I'm not even near that.
Quit breaking shit,
Did I step on something?
Should I step on something? Is this all plugged in over here?
There we go.
Alright.
You're back.
We're just, it's sometimes.
I'm like
dude,
6 feet from
we
that
can
thing.
go 20 episodes without
record.
any issues, and then all of a sudden we'll have one where it's like,
Yep.
it's
It's
doomed.
I'm terrible for technology, by the way. I'm just.
So I want to bring up a news story,
Oh, okay.
just that is kind of a strange. I wouldn't even call it a news story, but it was kind
These
of
are all
floating
legitimate
around.
things, right?
Yes,
Yeah, right.
yes.
We're not making stuff up as we go.
Nope,
Okay.
we don't. Well, we kind of build off of it.
Oh, I
all.
saw
Oh, this
one.
one! I
Did
just
you guys
saw
see
this
this?
today.
Well,
She is getting her ass scratched real deeply by her
But she doesn't
husband.
look happy about it.
No,
That's
she
the
does
part
not
I can't
look-
figure
she's
out.
smoking a cig too.
Oh, we're
And then
ready.
smell it.
Oh, that's rough,
What?
man.
Yeah, she straight up. He scratches her ass while
Yeah,
they're
that's
like waiting for an
happening.
Uber or
Yeah.
something, and then she sniffs it, guys.
Maybe it's like a kink.
Dude,
Yeah, I think
this
it's
is-
a kink.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
so,
Yeah,
but
Oh my
it
god.
doesn't seem to be hers, though, does it? Oh, no, I guess it is, because she, like...
Yeah, she does not seem
Yeah,
impressed.
no, she's not...
But she willingly does it.
Yeah, that's the
She
thing.
was almost like, you're not there yet.
How
Right?
long do you have to scratch an asshole to collect the
right?
smell on your
Yeah.
finger?
So funny.
That's
She's like,
bizarre.
I thought it'd be worse.
I was like,
Yeah, right?
She
I,
didn't
I
seem
like how
impressed.
I like how he still rubs it off though on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
after he gives it another.
There you go. There we go.
He wipes it,
All
then
right.
another
Yeah,
one.
give her kind of a... Yep,
He's
there
just
you
like,
go,
oh
yeah.
God, I can't believe.
There we go.
God, I'm glad her dad had a lot of money.
I'm going to share this
Right?
in the chat room, guys. If you haven't seen it, this is fucking gold.
It's
I'm not gonna
bizarre.
fault anybody for the weird shit they do, but
Yeah,
You
I mean,
have to
know.
think. He was scratching that ass for a while, long enough for somebody to notice and be like, "Wait, I need to pull my cell phone out." and
Yeah, because that
film."
didn't look like
Yeah.
a security camera. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's straight up cell phone footage. So he was going at it for a
Government's
while.
just like,
Yeah,
this is
that's-
the best. This is why I don't call in sick to work.
Right?
Because of this right
Jesus,
here.
dude.
Oh man.
It's just there's no story to it other than
You're
just.
right, like, yeah, no context whatsoever,
It's
which
art.
And I have
art.
questions.
I want to like.
I don't know art, but
I
I
want
know
to
what I
like
like, Jeff, and
TMZ
that's not
storm
it.
it.
Oh, wait, is that what they say?
Question.
It's porn if you know it when you or whatever they say. You know it when you see it.
And he moves, so he's
Yeah,
getting
like, he's...
the
yeah, he
whole
was... Yeah,
gamut of ass.
yeah, he's...
Wait, I need to.
It's almost like he breaks the seal. Watch him, like, rock
Is
her
he
forward a
moving
little
it?
bit. Watch
He's
that.
moving it. Watch.
Maybe she has a wedgie.
Watch, he kind
Maybe
of
she's
just...
got some-
No, dude,
Maybe
he's
She has
digging.
drugs in there.
He's
She does
digging.
now. How about that?
It's a drug deal. They're
She does
trying to get
now.
it out.
That's
Oh,
how he
yeah.
deals.
She's just checking the
drugs.
product? Is that what that
That's how
is?
all his transactions go.
Thank God he didn't rub it on her gums, Jim.
Let me put sun.
Sound engineer like that one.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Oh man.
Not near my eye. I don't
Not
need
near
pink
my
eye
eye.
again.
You know these guys have a contract with like RedTube or some shit.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
they're
They
just-
do now.
Yeah.
They're like, bam.
Bam.
But I just love she does not look amused.
Yeah,
At
like
all.
that's the part I can't figure out.
She's like, I've done better.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think it was more of a honey. I'm worried that my butt smells. Can you check?
Can you check?
I'm getting ready to get
And then
into
she's like,
what I
okay,
assume
I'm
is an
good.
Uber.
Yeah.
Like, I
well,
assume they're waiting for
yeah,
an Uber.
I-
Like,
Oh, I thought they. To me, I mean, I took my glasses off, but I thought they were at a car lot getting ready to test drive a car.
no, they are like.
That was a little. Yeah, it's weird how it's
They're
set
like
up. It's in
sitting
a
at a
parking
parking
lot
lot.
kind of thing.
Okay, I
guess.
assumed
Yeah.
it was a car lot, and they're going to test drive a new car. They just bought a car. That's kind of what I was.
That
He
is-
does
yeah,
kind of.
He
Like,
just kind of. Yeah, he's got to move it.
I think they're just enjoying a nice day.
I think it's probably a restaurant.
Oh.
Okay, but
shit.
which restaurant?
Is
What do you
it-
guys
This is
think?
The restaurant does.
Like
not.
here's the
P.F.
thing.
Chang's.
I'd make a case for him being a little forward of the ass, but she's not reacting at all. So if he is, he's not doing it well, right? Like,
Oh my god, dude.
What's
no
the desired
fucking
outcome
way.
here?
yeah, I guess. I mean,
What do they want to happen?
I know. Like if her knees buckled, I'd at least think, all right, well, he got her. You know, I mean, it's but.
I mean, is it weirder if you scratch your own or if you have somebody else do it for you?
Maybe he was checking for
Somebody else do it for you. In public.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Scratch your own in public. You just.
You get that happens sometimes, man. It's like, hey, there's no avoiding this. I can't put this off any longer. But
It's not even the scratching. It's the
yeah,
smelling.
Yeah.
The checking.
that's the right. Like yeah,
What is she verifying?
yeah.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Told you it was
Well, so-
Whataburger.
It's like, you can stand the smell of your own farts, right? Usually, you stand the smell of your own farts, but then there's people who enjoy the smell of their
That's
own
a
farts.
that's a category that I will never click on.
Me neither.
On Pornhub, there's just not. That's never.
Well,
gonna
there's
happen.
a.
On Pornhub.
It's just not. You know what I mean? Like we're never
I
gonna.
keep seeing articles that say the smelling of farts is. It's like good for you, like as far as an anti-cancer thing or something like that. That's a legit thing.
I'll take
I've
my
seen online
chances.
many
I can't.
times.
I know. Yeah. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying that it's bullshit. I'm just saying I'll take my chances, bro. There's only
Yeah.
so much. There's only so far I'm willing to go to prevent cancer. I quit smoking. I don't drink anymore. There's only so far I'm willing to go, man.
I don't know. I just saw that and was like, so many.
That was a weird one.
questions.
Yeah, that was definitely.
And if that's their thing, it's just like
But
weird shit like that, because he had his leg stance.
Right, but
Was a little weird.
If she's into that kink, though, like part of her kink must be indifference, because that was all I was getting from her.
I mean, in being in this world that we live in, we're gonna know who these people are. Eventually, like someone has, like, I'm
We're gonna get
interested in
tracked
the
down.
interview.
Yeah.
When they're like, okay, are you willing to talk about this local news or something? I don't know.
There'll be some explanation article somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Reddit will
What do you-
carry some.
How do you
direct,
write
they'll
that? What
fix
is the
it.
perfect explanation? Like, if you wouldn't that be a
How do you
cool job?
interview them? Hey,
Wouldn't that be a cool
bro, like,
job
I don't
to
know
have?
if you've seen this,
TMZ,
but we have some
dude.
questions.
Just storm them like TMZ. You know?
Dude gets out of his car to get into work. Excuse me, can we ask you a few questions
They're
about this
literally-
video?
And they're doing it right there.
Right.
While
And
you're,
Harvey or whatever his name is, it's like, I'd sniff it.
Right.
What's up with you scratching that lady's ass?
oh, man.
It's amazing. They catch the guy on the way into work. You realize A, he's a dentist, and B, that was filmed in his parking lot. Oh no, we're not.
Oh!
I'm going to take a smoke break.
I'm gonna take a smoke break. Let that Novocaine set
Yeah.
up. I'll be back in
Be
a
right
minute.
back.
I had to go get my wife something real quick. I'll be right
Now,
back.
does he say, "Hey, honey, are you ready?" Or does she automatically, as soon as he pulls it out, she knows, and she turns around and is like, "Yeah, I'll check it out."
She's
She looks like she's actually. I mean,
you ready?
like, she's
Yeah,
kind of
no,
laughing.
she's
No, she told him she was ready.
Nah, okay.
Dude, yeah.
All right.
She's like, I'm ready.
I know. All right.
That's-
I don't
Let me
think he
smell
was in
it.
her booty.
I don't think so either.
He
but-
was.
Maybe
because
just
he was
grabbing
way.
cheek.
I mean,
No, he's in the.
yeah, I think he
baby
was
making
in.
zone.
I think he's.
I
Yeah.
don't know if he's that deep though.
I don't know.
He
She's
had
got
a-
some tight pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is what's pretty impressive. But
I don't think it's booty.
I don't think it's booty. I don't. I do not.
I think
Huh?
it's just a kinky couple.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
and she likes to, you know.
Yep. I think that was just a warm up before they get in the Uber.
Yeah, they just bought a new
Yeah.
truck. They're
We
getting
can't
ready
get
to
it. In the,
fuck.
we can't get the stains on the back seat, sweetheart. We gotta get done in the parking lot.
Oh man. Yeah, the more I looked at it,
Thank
I
you
felt
for
like
that.
this was like an NBA replay.
I did,
where we're
yeah,
just-
I appreciate your
we're,
courage.
like,
I did not want to be the
reviewing it,
dissenting voice, but I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I could easily see that
Oh,
being
wait.
something else.
Either
and if-
way, to
yeah,
do it in public.
It's probably not okay,
We're
but,
talking about
but there
a
are.
space of this.
What's weird is that it's somehow that what we figured it might be makes it better than what we thought it was.
I don't think the next topic could top what we just.
You don't
talked
think
about.
so?
I don't know.
Huh, let's see which we should pick.
You never know.
Let's see. You have any suggestions? A couple ejected from Machine Head show for having sex in front row.
I don't know anything about Machine Head, but that.
Pretty sure that's how you see.
Yeah,
it.
I thought that was like how you got a T-shirt or something. You know what I mean? Like Machine Head strikes me as the kind of band like that'll probably get you backstage for the meet and greet. You know?
This Samuel Little.
Ooh, this is. See, we're gonna turn
Confesses
this
to
into like
90
one of those
killings.
murder podcasts that everybody likes to listen to.
It's yeah. The last door on the left or whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
My lady loves that. Oh my god.
This guy.
How do you sleep well at night?
Samuel Little, he's a
Everyone
78-year-old man who's in prison right now for murder. He has confessed to 90 different murders. 30 plus of which they have been able to confirm so far.
So they really have. So he's not.
They don't think he's fucking around.
How long has he been in prison?
He just went to prison.
Did he?
Yeah,
Okay,
Maybe
I was just.
read it wrong. I read some of this earlier.
All right, you just because some of that stuff you don't know if he picked it
Or
up.
maybe it was
from
like
somebody
2012.
Else,
He might have went in
whatever, but
2012 or 11.
Still though, man.
I mean, he's kind of old. Maybe he's taking the rap for like someone he knows because he knows he doesn't have that much time.
Yeah, I think it says the
he's
first
like,
couple
"Alright, there
were
you go, fuckers,
DNA.
I did
He
it,
got
fuck
caught
you."
because of DNA on old counts in an old state. And then once you
okay.
get in there, if you know somebody who did shit.
You're talking a spread, too, of
Between
years.
1970 and 2005.
Yeah, man.
So
And-
he was arrested in 2012
Okay.
on narcotics charges.
Oh my God. Looks like, what if he killed Nicole Brown Simpson? Just seeing him sitting there. And I'm not trying to be like that. But like,
He looks like OJ.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What if whoever said
Yeah,
this
but he looks
song-
like OJ now. OJ didn't look quite like that back in.
Well, maybe that guy was all
Yeah, that's
from
fair.
carrying all them other bodies around, fucking all yoked. That's
Fair
like the
enough.
new diet or workout
There you
program,
go, man.
body lifting.
70 to 2005.
This
That's a
looks
long
fake.
time to stay with it.
Is this a commercial or is this the news thing?
This is
No,
a
that's
news
the
thing.
news thing.
This is a real story.
No, I know, but that
Yeah.
interview right there,
Yeah.
kind of. See, that looks. I don't know.
He strangled his chicks.
So is it all in the
Yeah, this is
Louisiana
on-
area?
No, he said
All
it
over
was
the
from
country.
coast to coast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, Phoenix, Arizona, Las Vegas, Nevada,
It's
Cincinnati,
fascinating.
Ohio.
There aren't a lot of African American serial killers in that vein.
Right.
Of like literal strangler, body barrier. So
That's true.
that makes it. Again, though, I've watched a lot of these shows, and it's a network. These people know each other. That's the crazy thing about serial killers.
You think they know each other?
Oh,
Like-
they all know each other,
Really?
and they communicate through old school postal letters and things like that. I watched a recent show about it, a documentary, and they talk about it on there.
They all
that-
like are pen pals and shit.
Kinda.
The ones
And
that are
it-
still
and
alive.
it's almost like a superhero thing where they don't know their actual names. It's
Okay, they're
This
just writing
is
to
so-and-so.
the alias. So like,
but
but is
they
it like-
know who they're talking to. As far as
Right,
you're,
right.
oh, hey, I'm the son of Sam, and you're Jeffrey Dahmer. Not that those two talked,
Right,
but,
but-
it would be like
but like that's what it is.
appreciate
like,
what you do and
Yeah,
how
do
your
they-
style and shit.
How do they
like that.
meet at all?
Huh?
How do they know of each other?
Well, you
though?
can pen
Well, the
pal.
news.
Yeah.
Oh, just the news.
Even back in the day, they just local news
Yeah.
or and then you could get
Yeah,
now
once
the
it's-
internet.
Yeah,
and
and everything's public record.
Did you
If
see it
there's
get
any
reported?
arrests-
And then once a town calls somebody the something killer,
Yeah.
someone's always gonna know
Yeah.
if you're in that weird fucking world. That's kind of what these documentaries say, that it's like I guess would be like, and I've never been on there, but the black web, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have
Yeah.
known that existed,
Right.
like what goes on there. But it's like, so there's all these just weird sub levels of like deviance, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
ultimately they can all find each other.
It's weird.
That's creepy.
I'm surprised the prisons allow it. You know, for them to interact with each other and.
Yeah, I mean, prison's a whole other. Yeah,
It's a
man.
different
There's a
world,
lot
man.
of things that go in there. And you're like, I can't believe that. You know.
The more secrets Jeff reveals about serial killers, the more nervous
I just-
Cody's
I've always
face is getting.
I've always been kind of like
Yeah,
fascinated by it.
I'm trying to be inconspicuous about leaning a little further away. But I was just like, that's
No,
cool,
man.
man.
I mean, so this is just like recent
An ice pick in
Netflix.
his pocket.
This is recent Netflix knowledge, and there's just all these shows. You know what I mean? On Netflix that just talk about it, and there's the world they live in. It's
Yeah,
just
there are a
like,
ton
whoa,
of those
dude.
shows now.
That's
Dude, Netflix is like crime documentaries.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's what I'm saying. There's
Yeah.
so many, and they just talk. What was one in particular? I'm trying to think of.
They're crushing
Um,
it with comedy too.
Oh, here's the one.
Yeah.
The best thing about the one of them is, man, it was a show, but it was based in reality. The serial killer in there, and while he was in prison in real life, recorded vocal recordings of books to tape, particularly children's stories. But it was by alias, so he had this great fucking voice. And that was one of his penny-ass jobs that he did in prison. And so
Those
you would
record storybooks
be
to-
playing these books on tape for your kids, and it would be this fucking
Like John Wayne
and
Gacy
He was
shit.
known. He was even worse. His name was Ed something, not
Ed Gein?
not
No,
Ed Gein,
That's old school.
not Ed Gein.
Yeah.
No, but about around the same time. His
That's
name was
amazing.
Ed. Yeah, man. Man, what was the show? I can't remember the show.
Ed Gein is terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying.
He
yeah.
didn't even really kill that many people. He just was a sick fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, man. That stuff is. I just remember being a kid and Dahmer broke,
yeah.
and being like, hearing that, being like, what the fuck?
I had a friend of mine that he did a road trip to go. He went somewhere, I can't remember where, but on the way back he like road trip to like the famous the birth houses of the same famous serial
Oh
killers.
man, that's no way, man.
Yeah, he just cruised around like he went and saw like the whole where the was it because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like based on very loosely
Yeah,
on
it's a
like
real
actual events.
Yeah.
And he went like to that house or whatever. It was weird, man. He saw a whole bunch of places, and I was like, yeah, I don't think that's
I
what
think
I
you
really
get
want
put
to
on a
do.
list for that.
Yeah, right.
The
Pretty
GPS
sure.
just goes off on a certain dot, just is like,
Yeah.
It's like mark them.
There you go.
I find it really interesting that So he got busted on narcotics charges. This guy, Samuel Little.
Right.
Got busted on narcotics charges, and they took his DNA and were able to connect it to a couple
old
of
cases
murders.
or something.
Yeah.
Los Angeles or something.
He got away with it for that fucking long.
Yeah, most of
And
them do.
90 plus, maybe, people?
No, like
Well, didn't they just catch the guy in Oakland? It was about 2 months ago. That'd been going on for decades.
Yeah.
Decades. And
Yeah.
40 years, I think it was. And they finally, I think it was called the Oakland Strangler or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I could be off of my facts. I hate
yeah,
But it was a famous case. And
But
I mean,
a lot of those, man, it's like somebody gets tripped up for some reason. Because
Oh,
usually there's some new technique that shows up.
yes, it's the technology.
And they get
man.
tripped up. And that's all of a sudden it starts coming out that this dude's actually been doing this for the last 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was the 5-year hiatus where he just went dark and suddenly showed up in Chicago doing it. Or, it's like,
Teaching
damn, dude,
elementary
right,
school
yeah.
with a perfect record.
Right?
It's
And he
like,
just
whoa.
comes out of nowhere, man. That's the weirdest thing is that they just...
Like, you wonder if they switch it up. If, when they go dark, they really just start doing other signatures to killings to throw it off.
Man. I think you have to have... God, I watch too many of these shows and I sound like a serial killer now, but you kind of, that shit isn't... I think the people who do this for a long decades, it's not a willy-nilly thing, so I think it's like making a movie. You have to then go back and it's a process. Then rethink your plan and your how you're going to do this. It probably takes 2 years to write a script. Oh, this sounds so fucked up to think about, but script it out and think about technology.
And there's times when they felt they felt like people were getting too close, so they just took their break and they just suppressed everything for however long they could. And
And then they become politicians.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Zodiac killer.
Yeah, man. Librarians and shit. Managers of Taco Bell.
Managers of Taco Bell.
That's why that's such a tight shit Taco Bell now, man. It's like our GM's a motherfucker.
Right? That's it. Ronnie just stopped showing up 2 weeks ago, man. He was employee of the month. He just stopped showing up. It don't make no sense.
We haven't opened the freezer in a week. Oh shit. Anyway, I don't want to get off topic.
No, you can get off topic as
Is
much
there a
as you
topic?
want. It's not really.
Hey, we're talking about serial killers, and I know the only thing that tripped my mind about this was the phrase "based on actual events." I watched a movie I think 2 nights ago called "Kill the Irishman."
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's a good movie, man. It's about a guy named Danny Green in Cleveland, Ohio, who ends up in a war with the Italian mafia in Cleveland, which is weird because he starts out working with them to mess up the unions and stuff like that. Christopher Walken's in it.
Oh, nice.
Vincent D'Onofrio's in it. And what ends up happening is they end up killing him. It takes they have to bring in a guy from L.A. to get him. And they end up finally killing him, but his murder sparks a chain of events that ends up with the commission trials for La Cosa Nostra.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the
It's based on a
hitman,
true story.
yeah, the hitman that killed him got too big for his britches, so the syndicate took a contract out on the hitman. So he ran to the feds and started turning state's evidence, and that led to all the guys in the Gambino family going down and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
man,
it's
it was
crazy.
crazy. But it's actually a pretty good flick if you get a chance to watch it.
And it is pretty well done. It's
Yeah.
not loosely based on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
It's
because there's
better
the
than
love
Bohemian
interest and
Rhapsody,
stuff
you
like
know?
that. It's pretty good. It's the first thing that struck me, man, was the opening scene. He turns onto the street in this big green Cadillac, and I'm like, oh, it's got to be the '70s. Holy mackerel, man!
It's a
The car's 2.5 blocks long. But
is it Carlito's Way, maybe? Or,
Yeah, Carlito's Way.
No, it's a Bronx Tale where he drives the Cadillac backwards.
Yeah,
All the way to his restaurant and then
Yeah.
forward all the way home. You don't make me turn around.
That's
You know what I
it.
mean? I just fucking. That's one of the best scenes.
Yep. The one I got.
Love you, Toke.
The one I'm looking to see now, so I can compare it to Kill the Irishman because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to watch. Is a movie called Legend with Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Where he plays the Cray brothers, who
Oh,
are
right. I've
British
heard of that.
gangsters.
Yeah.
That looks ridiculous,
That looks
dude.
really good.
I
Tom
thought it
Hardy's
was,
always good.
yeah, I enjoy him. I really do.
I haven't seen Venom yet. I can't wait to see
I haven't
it.
either. I heard it's awful.
I haven't. Yeah, I've heard it's
But then
awful,
again,
but-
We were talking about it on my podcast last night. It's almost at 830 million worldwide. So
Yeah.
even though it might be awful, people love the character.
They must have.
And I guess
if it's bad, they marketed it to the right
well,
audience. Then.
I guess he goes so goofy in it.
Yeah, that's
Tom
what I
Hardy.
heard.
They let him just do a weird voice and just
Yeah, is it
kinda,
this?
and just be you, you know what I mean? And it'll sell because you're him, and Venom's Venom, and
Right.
so I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet though.
I liked Tom Hardy in Fury Road.
Oh God.
For a guy that had 4 lines of dialogue, I think he did a
I was
fantastic
still-
job with that. I just thought that was amazing to me. Not in a bad way. I just thought it was amazing to me.
I climbed down the Wikipedia hole just yesterday, like 2 days ago, trying to. I really want that movie to fit in somewhere in the canon of the Mad Max movies, and because Miller has never really said it does, it doesn't, and now it seems like the further we're away from it, it's saying that it's just a retelling. It's like if you're sitting around the campfire talking about a Mad Max.
Yeah, it was sort of like it was one of almost like you could do a one of the adventures of Mad Max kind of thing. It didn't have to be in chronological. Yeah,
that shit obsesses me. I'm
curious if he'll do more.
Well, he wants to, but he sued the studio or whoever owns the rights or whatever about not making a bonus. I think it was
really
that because Fury Road did so well.
Yeah,
that he was owed a bonus and they never paid him. So he has 2 more written, but I think they're more based on Charlize Theron's character.
Right. Furthermore.
With Mad Max speaking 3 lines. And then 2 lines.
And then just slowly fading out of the sequels altogether.
Yeah. And then it's just the scenes from Thelma and Louise with him visually in it, and they drive over to the cliff. It's just like, oh shit.
What was I liked him in This Means War with Chris Pine. It was like a rom-com, but there were some hysterical scenes in that, man. Because like there's one scene where like they're like federal agents. And they both fall for Reese Witherspoon, so they start like spying on each other and Reese Witherspoon to try and get information. And it just goes crazy, dude. There's one with Tom Hardy. The best is Chris Pine brings her home to his apartment, and while she's in the bathroom, he's like straightening up the living room. And you just hear this little like thump, and he grabs his neck, and he realizes there's a dart, and he looks out the window, and Tom Hardy's like on the rooftop and all this tack gear, and he gives him like the thumbs up, and then rolls off the roof. Oh, it was amazing, dude. Just completely puts him out, like totally tranquilizes him. She comes out of the bathroom, he's just like snoring on the couch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. That and
I haven't seen that.
When Tom Hardy goes nuts to prove that he's not like safe, you know, he's a bad boy. He totally takes over a paintball course and just starts fucking people up.
I liked his Bane a lot. A joke that I haven't done and will never really ever do again, but I would do the Tom Hardy Bane, but I was the leader of the Denver Cruisers. You know, and Denver Cruisers, these annoying people, and I'm whatever. But there's like hundreds of them, and they would ride around bikes around Larimer and Denver and destroy traffic. I mean, running the buses off the fucking road.
Jesus.
And just like, it was very annoying, and it was like good spirited thing. I get it, you know, people getting together and. You know, but it just was really annoying, and it got to be hundreds, maybe 1,000 of them at a time on bicycles. And I just had this image of Bane being their leader, just like, take back the city. You know what I mean? Because they were just this like motley crew, and it was just so funny. But
and they would all hours of the fucking night too.
Yeah, it was Wednesday. It would start as soon as the sun was about ready to go down until 2-3 a.m. And if they were on your particular street, you were just trying to like get home to your kids or whatever. You'd be an hour sitting at some 2-3 lights, as just hundreds of people on bikes. Just, you know, being annoying as fuck, kicking your car, because they just were like, get out of our way. But then it'd be, man, you know, it'd just be like, it was wild. It was wild. They still do it. I'm glad, you know, it's just part of like a unique thing that Denver has, I guess. I'm sure all towns do it. But
Neil says
you were
Eddie
in it
and the
all the
Cruisers
time, just trying to get home.
That was a good movie.
What's that?
Eddie and the Cruisers.
Oh, that's
Eddie
a great
Cruisers
movie.
was legit.
Yes.
Sequel was shit.
So
The first one was, oh man. Welcome to the Dark Side or whatever. Oh,
On the Dark Side, yeah. Is that John Cafferty did the soundtrack for that, right?
Yeah.
That was a Beaver Brown Band. That was a good, Michael Pare, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Second
I'm so
movie.
happy to have people my age in the studio.
Okay, so whenever I talk about
awesome.
Eddie and the Cruisers and we talk about people our age, the second movie, and I believe Michael Pare is in it, Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire. Willem Dafoe is the bad guy, and Rick Moranis is the sleazy agent.
Diane Lane.
Oh, baby.
Dude, Streets
Who
of Fire.
did the song? Who,
Back when songs were the movie.
Oh, dude, yeah. That was John Waite.
No, was it? No.
Maybe.
No.
I could be
That wasn't Wait. Wait did Missing You.
Yeah, you're right.
I Can Dream About You. It was an African American group, and they did it because the video was the doo-wop.
No, I'm just
With
kidding.
had the old radio style mic, and the kid knew how to do
right.
it. Oh man, I can never think of the band, but I love that song. I
No,
absolutely
it
love
was a
that
great
song.
video too. I can see
Yeah.
the video now that you
Yep.
said that, dude.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just
Streets of Fire,
lost all
man.
your listeners.
Yeah.
Everybody's
No.
gone.
We-
Like, what the hell are these
35
idiots
It
talking
says
about now?
sequel total shit, awful fucking die, Eddie.
Right.
Yep.
Deadpool that fucker.
Fallout 76 is out, bitch.
Get
I'm
after it,
gonna
Neil.
Oh man, Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire.
There is
That
a
was a
sequel
good
out
one.
there. I
Oh
guess.
no. Is it shit?
I
It would
haven't
have
even
to be.
taken the time.
Don't they fight with axes at the end of
Fuck
that?
yeah, torches and bats with nails in the shit.
Hell yeah,
It
dude.
was so good. And Diane Lane. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about Sylvester Stallone talking about doing more Rambo movies?
It's filming right now.
Why,
He says
though?
eventually he wants to like fight dinosaurs and shit.
Oh yeah, Rambo goes to space.
It's fucking nuts.
Well, the next one is him.
I get like if he's really just gonna push this thing over the I mean, not that it's not had jumped the shark thousands of years ago, I guess,
Yeah.
but like if he's just gonna like completely make this into the comedy series it's been dying to be for however long,
The last
fine.
one was good,
Call
though.
it, call it Rambo joins Police Squad or
Yeah.
whatever, and let's
The
just be done
Police
with it for
Academy,
God's
yes.
sake.
shit. Michael Winslow.
Right? I
in
mean,
there,
yeah,
some
he's gonna just do all
Bobcat.
the sound effects for all the. Yeah, that'll be amazing, dude. Yeah,
Well, the
yeah,
new
much
one-
lower budget. We just.
The new one he's filming is like he lives on a ranch in like New Mexico, and he ends up fighting like El Chapo essentially, who they kidnap a senator's daughter, and they have to hire this like now rancher Rambo because the pictures from the movie he's like a cowboy with a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
The first one
Yeah,
was
man.
so good. I like
First one
the
was
first
good.
movie, First
Second
Blood
one
was
was
so
good.
good.
It was.
It really was. And the second one, yeah, it got a little melodrama at the whatever,
Yeah.
fine. That was
Okay.
but that was sort of like the style of those movies at the time where like the hero got you
Yeah.
know the chance to speak at the
Yes.
whatever. And so that
What
was
the
fine.
third one? I don't remember the third one.
Was that Rambo Fights the Russians where he goes to
Right. Afghanistan.
where he goes to Afghanistan to rescue
Right.
Colonel Troutman from the Russians
right.
or something,
Not
right?
that great.
He
Yeah,
joins the
he was like
Mujahideen
building
and-
pyramids and shit, and
Yeah.
everything getting
Fuck, what was that one
building
called?
pyramids.
Rambo 3.
Close.
He was building
Holy
pyramids.
shit.
I'm
Is
looking
it Rambo 3,
Okay, and
Rambo
then,
Fights
but
the
the comeback
Russians, First
one was
Blood Part
really
3?
good. The Rambo, I think it was just called
Rambo.
Rambo.
Yeah. And
Or
that's
John
the one,
Rambo or something.
Yeah.
He was
that's
in,
the
That one
one.
was pretty intense.
Probably
Vietnam?
should have seen that one.
It was just Rambo 3.
Rambo 3. Yeah.
There was what's the fourth one?
Doesn't he punch out a hind helicopter in that one? It's like Schwarzenegger with a camel and Conan. You remember they just let him punch out the helicopter.
The other
I
one,
think,
I
or
haven't
something.
seen the new Predator yet. Yeah,
That was
it's Rambo.
2008.
Rambo.
Live for nothing or die for
Dude, that's a
something.
good one. Although the only thing with that one, and here's the thing: you watch it, you may not notice if I say it, and I'm gonna say it. The blood is so fake.
Yeah.
It's you can see
In
how
the
fake
newer
it is.
one?
Yeah.
So CGI, yeah, and the last new one.
Especially that last scene when the pedophile gets his stomach.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
It,
it was so.
it looks pixelated almost.
Like-
Like, what?
Rambo the Land Before Time. They're
That's
crossing
good.
series
Yes!
and shit.
That's good.
Yes!
I love it, Toke.
The world has been
Oh,
dying
shit.
for an animated Rambo for I don't know how
Well,
long.
that's a thing I always talk about is like how many Land Before Times do they have? Shouldn't they be in time? Shouldn't they be fucking fossil
Yeah,
fuel
they right.
right now?
At
Like-
some point, the Earth goes like they all die. You know that, right? Like this isn't. You can prolong it as long as you want. At some point,
The last one's just you putting gas in your tank
yeah.
for 2 hours.
right? It's just a long
Steven
journey.
Spielberg production.
Yeah.
Just like,
It's just a long journey down this pipeline all the way. and
It's straight to
ends at-
video. Straight to video,
Right.
like the last 12 have been.
poor children.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, what should we?
I saw a couple on there earlier that I liked.
I know. I kept like just cruising past the thing and looking at stuff.
Let's see what else we got. We can
There
talk
you go.
about the Chinese moon, the second moon. We can talk about the woman who
Whoa,
was
whoa,
locked
can we
up
just-
for
can we
cotton
just-
candy.
Can we just call the second moon what it is, which I think really is the Death Star? Like,
Yeah,
can we
really.
just
Can we just go to the first moon for the first time?
Yeah.
right? Oh, controversy, controversy, controversy.
No,
Trigger!
I believe we went there.
You wanted complaints, sir. I give you
why are we
complaints.
there?
For
Well, I guess two things. You opened a good point. Why do we need the second moon unless it's a Death Star?
Yeah, it's supposed to be its illumination.
Why are we
oddly
doing
enough.
stuff
It's like,
on the moon? Like, why isn't there something up?
Yeah, it's pretty underwhelming.
There probably is.
Even if we can't live there, you could build something to
Something,
store
right?
old Corvettes or some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there has to be
fair enough.
some fucking.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think
not
it's.
gonna
I don't think it's
destroy purpose.
I don't think it's unreasonable to open up
Why?
the moon for like say movie theater parking
Was
or
it
mall
Amazon-
parking.
was
If
it
it just
Amazon
overflow is
that
all I
just
want.
bought the
Is you
moon?
know.
huh?
Didn't the guy who owns Amazon basically like buy the moon for like warehouse space?
I believe it. He's a fucking, according to my co-host Jake Becker, the living, and I'm not being like, haha, Jake is joking about this. He believes he is a real life Lex Luthor, like the
Yeah.
person we have to worry about more than anything on the planet.
He's the richest man of all time.
Talking about
yeah, but-
Elon.
No,
No,
Bezos.
the guy.
Oh,
who,
yeah.
what's his name again?
Bezos, Jeff Bezos.
Jeff
Bezos, the guy that
Yeah,
owns
man.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Is that,
man.
But who's the guy that didn't he like he owned Virgin Air or some?
Richard Bronson.
Richard Bronson. Yeah, he'd be
He's
a
like,
guy.
isn't he like the light side of that? Because he's developing like underwater planes
That's so
and
funny.
shit.
We
You
just
know what I
talked
mean?
about,
So I mean, it's like
Yeah.
Elon Musk is
Justice
considered
League.
to be the, and Neil deGrasse Tyson just came out and said, he said the people we should be encouraging are people like Elon Musk, not Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
So even Neil deGrasse
Right.
Tyson took a side, and he didn't even say Jeff Bezos, but he said anyone who founded like a tech-based thing
Yeah.
that's just like,
Really?
Facebook or, he was like, no, despite his quirks, Tesla is the guy to, not Tesla, Jesus, I call him he's not Nikolai Tesla.
I'll sell you the
Oh,
moon right
yeah.
now. I'll print you a certificate and everything.
would.
make it happen, Pat.
Patrick says.
Make it happen.
But anyway, I don't know, man. That guy is scary. That guy's kind of scary. And I haven't even.
Jeff Bezos is scary, and
Yeah.
just like you drive by that
Richest man ever.
huge Amazon center down in Denver,
Yeah.
and there's no fucking windows on that thing.
Nah, man.
No, it's because it's all
No,
robots. They don't
Yeah.
need natural light. It's
No.
yeah.
True. Until
It's
Elon
scary.
Musk sells
And
them.
they decided not
sells
to
them.
put the hub in Denver, right? Weren't they
Thank
gonna
God.
like?
Yeah, from what I understand.
But now is Elon Musk involved in that hyperloop that they're
Yeah.
talking about?
It's his.
That's
It's
his,
his.
right? That's
He's
his
also
technology.
building a fucking tube under
A
Los
boring
Angeles
system.
right now.
Yeah, he built the
To
Boy,
boring.
help
that's
with
got to be
traffic.
risky, though.
I don't think he cares.
Yeah, but I mean, what happens if you destabilize that San Andreas?
Oh, I see what you're
I
saying.
mean, if you're burrowing under Los
Yeah.
Angeles, how
Yes.
stable is the foundation
Well,
of
I
Los
believe.
Angeles
I don't
currently?
know. I mean, I
The
believe he does.
earthquakes, like if you're in.
And
He
that's like-
installed,
that's-
he installed drinking filtration systems in every school in Flint, Michigan.
Oh, there's no question. The dude's a superhero.
Yeah.
There's no question
Yeah.
in my mind.
And he's
I'm not
crazy,
mocking
too,
the
though.
man, but
He's
yeah,
crazy.
His
like
friends
the
are
fact
saying that he has to sleep. If he doesn't sleep, he's gonna like.
That's it,
His
he's-
kidneys and shit are gonna shut down. Weird
Yeah.
shit like that. If you don't sleep, you fucking lose your shit.
yeah, that's
But
Yeah, sleep
anyway.
deprivation's a bitch,
that's
man.
yeah, that'll take
So's
its toll.
meth.
Yeah,
So
but
I-
oddly enough,
I would
it does
assume-
offset the sleep deprivation
Yeah.
to a point.
I would
There's
assume
always a
being
tipping point,
like
I
a
assure you,
crazy
but, yeah.
genius would be too. Like if your brain is just constantly.
You think so?
Pumping
Like,
out this
and
shit.
I would have to read probably a lot more about the guy. This is just a ridiculous off the top of your head comparison. But is Elon Musk sort of the new Nikola Tesla?
I was thinking. I mean, I think he
Is
wants
that-
to be. It's like
Yeah,
when he
it
named
almost
his
seems to
cars
me
that,
like he's
yeah.
like, hey, let's just get everybody in on this and see where it goes. You know what I mean? Where it seems more like that was the Tesla attitude, whereas Edison was like, yeah, but we're here to make money because it's
Money,
America
see,
and that's what we do.
Yeah.
So that seems to be this same sort of thing coming up between Bezos and Musk,
I
where
think-
you have that playing out
Yeah.
again.
How much money can I?
I don't know if
throw
it's
up?
as direct a competition as it was back then because I think things are done more subtly now. But
I mean, like Bezos, he just gave a bunch of money.
Your camera's off.
camera's done again.
He just gave a bunch of money to the homeless, a nonprofit homeless group in.
Oh, in Seattle.
In Seattle.
That's
no,
what I heard.
in Portland.
In Portland, I'm sorry.
Is it wrong? Yep. In Portland, but
Okay.
he also helped
Yeah.
bankroll the stopping of attacks on Amazon and Microsoft in Seattle that would have helped the homeless.
Right.
And it's
And his donations are a write-off, right?
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
There's probably a little more to that than meets the eye. I mean, I'm fairly cynical by nature anymore, but yeah, I would have to say that that's probably a hedging of the bets. It's kind of like when 112 was up this past election and 72, I think it was, which was the the eminent domain proper compensation for land.
Sure.
Right.
I watched a 360 that said that 72 was the one that was actually sponsored by the oil and gas industry as a hedge against 112. Because
Right.
if 112 passes and they push all the setbacks further out, now all that land that the oil and gas companies bought to drill on is useless, but you have to give us fair market value for it because your law made it useless to us.
Yeah.
So it was a hedge. So it's just a hedge of a bet. So everybody thought, well, both of those are great measures. But it's just weird that you have to look a little further into stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that
You're gonna
112 was not a
multiple
good
balance.
measure necessarily.
I vote like I was taking a test in high school, just like A, C, B, D.
This was, oddly enough, this was the first election in a long time at least that like my lady and I sat down and we actually read through the questions and we talked about them and we watched some sort of third party information
Yeah.
about it and actually made decisions on it. And it felt good to be involved in the process.
Especially in a midterm, right?
Yeah, because there were a lot of issues that were up that were like 112 was a real sort of back and forth kind of issue
Yeah.
where you're like, man, you've got to balance a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things that are going to be affected if that passes.
I voted on that one based on a radio commercial that drove me crazy. That's the only one I didn't do any research on. Because this one commercial, this lady's voice. was so
Oh, I
awful.
think I know which one you're talking.
It-
They
it-
picked
it-
the worst voice.
And she was
they
just like,
could.
it'll literally like kill all our schools. And I was just like, I want it to happen so all your schools burn in hell. No, I don't mean to say burn. That's so fucked up that your schools burn. But it's just like everything you like, maybe
I
except for
want-
your
yeah.
school.
Everything you like is
burns.
wrong.
Yeah. It would just ruin us as people.
People.
And I was just like, oh god, I can't listen to this one.
I like the fact that they even dragged the church into that.
Yeah.
I'm the reverend and it compels me to speak up. Do you pay taxes, reverend?
Just like, I want oil to be underneath this church so bad. so bad.
So bad. So I
Come
can drive.
frack my church.
So I can
Frack
drive
hell
the Lord's
out of my
McLaren.
church. Yeah.
Spread the good word at approximately 280
Dude, that'd be a good
miles an
band
hour.
name. Come frack my church.
Church fracking.
That
Church
needs to,
fracking.
That's
dude.
it.
that needs
Yeah.
to be a bumper sticker.
Good old church fracking.
Hashtag.
yeah,
I don't have my
You
belt
church
anymore.
fracker.
And then when the
church
well
fracker.
runs dry, the church gets defracked. Isn't that
Defracked.
a defracked church?
Write that hashtag.
Write that hashtag.
Hashtag
First
Church
hashtag
for
and a
church
while.
frack.
Church frack.
Church frack.
Nicely done.
Oh man. I haven't been to a good old church fracking.
Been to a church fracking in quite some time. Not
Quite-
since the 60s.
What a spell.
That's what I was gonna say. It's been a spell.
Been a spell.
I love how automatically any minister or reverend becomes Southern.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a stereotype.
It's true, but
the-
it's a
that's-
true stereotype.
That's that kernel of truth in the.
Give me money.
Yep. They all did have that sort of ridiculous Southern accent.
So second moon.
Jim Baker and all those.
That's a scary thought, right?
What?
The Chinese engineers and
What about a
scientists
moon?
Like,
plan to
I think I was
launch
too
an
scared.
artificial
I think I
moon.
deflected. I was too scared
it's
to know
gonna
about
be
this.
so that's gonna because if I read a little bit about that and it's supposed to be like an illumination satellite,
Right.
basically, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's to help cut costs on street lights within the city.
and it's supposed to be far
Yes.
more powerful than. Even more powerful light-wise than the moon
makes
currently
sense.
is now. As
Because
far as,
that's
like,
not going to
full
fuck
moon,
with
yes.
everybody.
Right. Well, and then
Really
my thing
bad.
is to make it like how big is this thing? If it's a second moon, what does that do to the current path? The current moon's path. Like, how do you put another giant object in that gravitational
I don't
path?
Clang
I'm no
together.
scientist.
Right.
but
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think it would. No, wait a minute. Are
Do
we
they
saying
stay
it's only for
equidistant?
them?
That's what they're saying.
It's not a moon then. A moon has to do the whole.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a satellite though, so that's the
Yeah.
part that I can't figure out. They
It's a
can't just
controlled
keep it.
satellite.
Can they just keep it hovering in space and following China around? Like again,
It's
you're
just-
talking about not being a scientist. I'm
It's
an
literally,
idiot, so
it's literally just
whatever
one of
you
those
want. I don't-
things you unfold and put in your windshield, and then you can't refold. You know what I mean? So it's just always open in the back seat of your car.
it's the circle ones that you can never
Yeah,
fold down and get the
dude,
strap
it's
over
just
before they
like,
shoot off.
They're
in
gonna
the-
put it
yeah.
up and be like, "We haven't seen the moon in 22 years." Oh shit!
What kills me though is that the smog is still there at night in China, right?
Right.
So if
Oh well,
like
then-
we've all seen the pictures of the
No, no,
sun
I see
having a
what
good
he's
deal of
saying, though.
difficulty shining through the garbage that they've put in the
this
atmosphere
thing
over
may
the
be
country.
under the smog. Are they making a?
There's
I don't
no
know,
way,
a fake
man.
moon? I don't know.
Yeah, but look at the size of the pole that thing would have to be on.
When you posted this, I saw a thing on CNN today that said scientists are working out, and so this may have something to do with it, as far as like
The spray and
technology.
shit.
No, they want to learn to kind of way to block out the sun a little bit.
Yeah.
To bring the temperature down.
Yeah.
What you said, a
Yeah.
screen?
Yeah, it's like a spray or something that they'll release in the
God, that's
atmosphere.
So we're gonna frost.
Breathe
We're
it.
gonna have to
Breathe
frost the
it.
atmosphere. So we're gonna.
Yeah.
We're essentially. This is like the snow you buy for the fake snow for Christmas that you spray on the bay window. That's
Oh,
Isn't that what
that
fucked
sounds
it up
good.
in the first place?
yeah. I thought it. Yeah, wasn't it spray stuff that screwed up that caused the hole in the?
all
No
hairspray.
shit,
Yeah.
hairspray. So we're just basically going to spray asbestos into the air.
Yeah.
Because
And that's the goal. Is what they're talking about. Is
So no more skin cancer, but your lungs are fucked.
Right.
Okay.
But it's funny, they
Flex
called
seal.
people conspiracy theorists a couple of years ago for talking about them spreading
Flex
the
seal.
clouds
Flex seal
or
for the
impregnating
atmosphere.
clouds.
I could see us
Nailed
building
it,
these
Patrick.
little, like, you see on, like, superhero movies, all these, like, towers, 10, 15, 20, whatever, across the world that shoot up a ray that all comes together, and then we have a dome type.
Somebody, it's called Highlander 2: The Quickening.
Yeah, no shit. But just to block out like a sunset.
You're welcome, Mike.
Watching you guys enjoy each other's references has been great.
I'm always the oldest fucking dude here. Dude. Like, always the oldest dude here. I get everything they're saying. My microphone just went out.
Oh no!
You breaking shit?
Bring him back.
I can't touch that. No, I'm back. I'm there. Okay.
Quit breaking shit. Yeah, they're saying this thing will be 8 times brighter than the regular moon, and that it will illuminate a 50-mile radius with a dusk-like glow.
They're going to have so many more babies made. Just
But only
a
a
cool new moonlight.
50-mile
romantic.
radius. How
Or
big
diameter.
is
Diameter,
50
yeah.
mile but how big is
Well,
China?
are they
man? I
building it
mean,
in
what does
space?
50 miles do for you?
Right. Huh?
Are they like sending it up in chunks and then building it in space? Because I can't.
Like the Death Star.
Well, you got
Yes.
because you got to fly all the 8-year-olds up to put it
But can
together.
you imagine a moon just
They got to
shoot
make
Got a
all
Nike
the
logo on
spaghetti.
the side and shit. Sponsored by Nike.
Yeah, Kathy Lee Gifford's the project manager.
Oh, man.
Hey-oh.
Yeah. I want to.
It'll be a
I want a
shocker.
moon.
It'll be Yahoo.
They'll be available in sharper image, dude. Don't worry about it.
We got to be able to do something with the moon, though.
They
for
said
real
the
moon.
artificial moonlight would be equivalent to a bright evening and not enough to cause any harm to biological systems.
Yeah. Sure.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Explain, yeah, right. So tell that to the folks who moved to Alaska and go through that craziness
Yeah.
their first year over there or whatever it
That's
is.
not going to have any negative effect whatsoever.
Where's this gonna
Natural
take flat
biology.
earthers?
Oh,
You know,
Oh,
is that
yeah.
good?
No shit.
that's why they only made it the 50-mile radius, bros. What the hell is a? I don't know. But that's like, I mean. So that means it's a full moon every night over China. Is that?
That sounds like a very romantic movie.
Full moon over China.
Over China
Full
every
moon
night.
over China.
Does that
Full
mean
moon
when
every
they
night.
And then
over
the
China.
sequel,
Starring Tom Hanks. and a
Moonlight
bomb from
over
the 80s.
Pyongyang.
is it like when they have the real moon, we have their shitty
We
moon?
have their moon.
Like, is it just
They
going
just
like
let it go
over,
free.
over
Let it
time,
go.
like various parts
Yeah.
of it go out. So it's
What if other
Somebody
what if
changed
like
the
Alaska,
ball.
like places like that could rent it, and then if like this is getting very Futurama. Like
It's
yeah.
a fleck. It's
It
flex
just flies
seal,
over
guys.
like spewing out
Yeah.
carbon dioxide. Hey, I'm here.
I just
You got me for a night.
You
What
got
do you
me
need?
for a night.
Yeah.
Hey.
we have a new eclipse that when the moons are together it looks like cleavage.
The 2 moons. Or if the 2 moons and the sun are together, the 2 moons can't make eye contact.
Patrick says, real question is, will it be slanted?
Oh.
My
Good
my
question.
my representation says do not comment on
I
that
just-
comment.
I'm
Yeah,
not
right.
allowed to speak
Yeah,
on
my
that.
counsel has advised me not to answer that question at this time, Patrick. I just.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen. There's no way. Well, you can't.
I'll bet you they do it,
Nah,
and I'll bet you
planes and shit.
you can like pay
No.
money and send messages. So it's like a silent
Aw.
radio where they just scroll information
Like the
across it
Goodyear
when it's
blast.
not all lit up.
Oh shit.
It's like
Happy
a-
birthday,
it's
Dave!
Sponsored
That
by
kinda- you know,
Coke.
that's dude. Right? Big cap in the sky.
It would just be from Elon Musk to David Geffen to the guy who
It's like a big coin that just keeps circling through
Amazon,
profiles.
the 5 richest people in the world. Happy birthday!
Bezos owns a space company as well called Blue Horizon.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a scary thing too.
Well, what is Elon Musk's?
SpaceX.
SpaceX. They're a little ahead of pretty much everybody as far as personal, right?
Yeah,
I think he's made the most progress in the
Like he works
civilian
with
market
NASA, I
of
think,
space
yeah.
travel or whatever it is.
In a very short amount of time.
Well, he wants us
Yeah.
up there by 2023 or
But then-
25 on Mars. Or
On
some
Mars,
shit.
So
Yeah.
then the question, I guess, becomes like,
No
are
way.
we relying on Elon Musk's quality control folks for this? Because NASA had government oversight. Not that that's the best thing in the world, but when you start getting into private companies,
Yeah, I think they have their own quality control in many ways, and
But I guess that's
he
no
puts all
different
that
than-
information out there.
I guess that's not really any different than like Toyota having its quality control, Ford having its quality control.
I
I
mean,
mean,
if
if
there's a
somebody
new-
does something wrong,
Yeah,
it's
but you're not
get
going to
ugly.
hear about a SpaceX recall.
God, you hope not. God, I
We
hope
just
Yeah,
NASA
yeah.
just
Yeah.
got
You
a
won't.
report on
Yeah,
Mars.
fuck, man. What's
Yeah.
you gonna be able to sell that
Took
shit
a
to people who can afford
bullshit
it?
picture. Did you see that bullshit picture? They were like, "This is Mars. We just landed on Mars with our new rover."
Yeah.
You're saying it's not real?
No, it was just the worst picture.
I like
Oh.
that. I like the one that shows Marvin the Martian peeking around the corner of the frame. It's like,
Yeah.
we landed on Mars. I'm like, I knew it.
It's just like dusty with dots on it. It
Yeah,
doesn't really
they may as well have landed it just outside of Phoenix from the
Yeah.
pictures I've seen. It's not. I don't know, man.
pictures.
We keep going to these places that
Well,
aren't
aren't they
like.
in the middle of a dust storm right now?
Well, it seemed like the perfect.
You say they,
Well, I was
like,
thinking-
who the hell is they?
Yeah.
You know, they have
Well,
to-
it's-
What do you mean
What do
by
you mean?
that?
What do you
It
mean
seemed
by
like a
they?
good time to go, Doug. They figured traffic would be down.
they, was
The
that
dust
what my
storms are
grandmother
up. It's
went?
off season. We can get pretty good rates. They booked the whole thing through Travelocity.
The fucking
Yeah.
gnome.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Except that you're never now you're getting emails from them forever. It's not, you know.
And as much as you redirect them to
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
spam
even matter.
file.
You create your own. They get they end around it. This I like this one.
You hear about this guy? This
Yeah.
officer was caught stealing from a drug take-back program after he forgot to turn off his body
The
cam.
body cam, right? Like
Yeah.
the one time that
I mean,
the body
that's not
cam
surprising.
didn't magically malfunction in a
Right.
bad situation, right?
I think this was in Nebraska. if I'm not mistaken.
Shocking.
I could be wrong. It might be Baltimore, because it was a Baltimore news source. But
Oh,
yeah,
The Wire.
he was caught. Yeah. So what the drug take back is where they
That's
have
where you
people
can-
come and give them their drugs.
Right, you turn in your old prescriptions
prescriptions.
To
so you don't-
safely
yeah,
dispose
so you don't
of.
flush
You
them
don't
down the
flush them.
toilet and get the fish eye and all this of that stuff. Has anybody consulted the fish about that? I'm just curious. I mean,
Doesn't seem fair.
Maybe.
well, I mean, because we've been doing it for so long before they came up with the drug
Yeah,
take back.
they're all
There's an
gonna
opioid
withdraw,
epidemic
yeah.
in the fish community now as well, and you're just
Yeah.
shutting those people off.
They're like,
Make
well,
a
you don't touch
decision.
half the
Yeah, there's
drugs,
not, you know,
not a
Of our
quarter of
business.
the drugs.
Yeah, you've got to. Yeah, I'm
You
just
gotta
saying we
wean
shouldn't
them
taper.
down.
We should have
hurting
tapered.
any other
We
fish.
gotta taper off those tapers.
See all the fish just
Right,
shivering
that's it, dude.
underwater,
That's why they
like
jump, bro. That's not
vomiting.
just like. So that's gonna be my GoFundMe is methadone clinics for fish.
So this guy, he, according to
Spoiler
court
alert, it would be a
documents,
scam.
the officer had flagged a chunk of the video from his dash cam to be deleted, and so they were like, "Oh, red flag,"
Yeah, because
and reviewed both of his footages.
Well, at least there's
and-
people that do that.
yeah, thank God somebody didn't just go, oh yeah, no, we can just chomp this
We
part, no
get
problem.
it. Yeah. Wink, wink.
What happened?
He
Did
stole
get
drugs.
I mean, did he get fired? Did he-
That's what I'm looking real quick. We'll
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah.
18
talking
minutes,
to-
drove back to the Platinum
No.
police station, surveillance cameras there. Showed him
Someone
running
just
out of his
went,
police car
"Come
with
on."
what appeared to be
Come
a
on,
full
man.
pocket and ballistic vest
that
after
That's it.
he went into his truck.
It looks like he
received
was
an empty
disciplined.
Good headache.
Investigators said they heard the rustling of plastic bags and pill bottles being shaken.
He's just dancing.
bag.
To the
Gonna make me.
I got the drugs.
yeah.
They were makeshift maracas.
No, my
Says,
wife makes salt shakers out of the pill bottles, guys.
Also a
I'm
good
just-
band name, Makeshift Maracas.
Maracas.
There you go.
I like that one.
Makeshift maracas.
They showed
What
a
do they
video
call
of
them
him
on the-
sorting
It's a
through
garage
bags of
mariachi.
medication, selecting some, and then later unloading pill bottles into the center console of his personal truck. At one point, he said to himself, "There happens to be more here."
They quoted his thoughts.
Yeah. It was quickly brought to light. What did he say? They were suspected to be hydromorphone hydrochloride, a prescription pain reliever.
Yeah, hydromorphone's heavy shit, man.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, so it looks like he'll be in trouble, but they won't let us know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Because they do not comment on those matters.
Legal. Yeah.
And he wasn't smart enough to figure out the body cam.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Zond? Is that this guy's boss, or is that like an investigative, like an internal
Zond?
affairs guy? Yeah, it's
I
the
think
guy
it
who...
was...
I missed where he came in, so...
Yeah, where is it?
Zon.
Eric Zond,
Platte County prosecutor.
So you're glad that your own police aren't smart enough to operate their body cams? I'm not sure I would have phrased it that way, sir.
It's like, body cams are like a double-edged sword, because like you gotta have those cops that like the body cam so they can look back at the like all this crazy shit they have to do all the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Is there like a flag system that happens when they forget to turn off, or when they do turn off their body cam? Like,
Clearly there doesn't seem
This
to
is
be
all
any
very new,
indication.
you know?
Yeah, the technology is pretty new. There doesn't seem to be any indication because there's been several cases where the body cam footage either didn't come out right or was unavailable or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, they should have little drones that follow cops.
They should.
There you go.
They
And
should.
They can't do anything about them.
They can't do anything.
Well, no, they can't turn them on and off.
Yeah.
They just follow them.
Well, yeah, they're even talking about doing these like ear cams, like almost like Bluetooth.
Well, they got the Google glasses
Maybe
and
they can
everything
touch,
else now.
you know what I mean?
Foco PD has the Google glasses.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Those things are still existing.
Well, I don't know if they still use it, but they
But I
had
can
them
see,
when
I guess,
first
if they
came out.
transition into for like that use for police and firefighters.
Yeah.
Huh. I never tried a pair on. I thought it'd be interesting.
They were. I mean, it's funny to me. They look just like the cheaters you would buy at Walgreens or
Yeah.
something. I mean, it was just
I'd
like
like
a
to try it.
black
Yeah.
frame glasses.
So did you guys hear about this cop or this guy who got shot at the Alabama Mall?
I only
Yeah,
saw
that's crazy.
I only saw the was not the shooter. I saw that
Yeah.
headline and I went, "You can't be serious."
So yeah,
right?
Black Friday there was a shooting at a mall in Alabama, and the cops came in and shot what they thought was the shooter.
Right.
And now the shooter is really on the loose.
And this guy was a soldier.
This guy was
So we have two bad things that happened here. The wrong guy got shot and the bad guy's still out running around.
Yes.
Also, it was Black Friday.
So was the, which is always a terrible time of the
Yeah.
year. Right? Peace on earth and goodwill towards. Get the fuck out of my way so I can get that goddamn TV.
I'm not sorry I stepped on your kid.
Yeah, right.
I almost typed a joke the other day, and I'll say it on the show. I don't give a fuck. You would think going shopping on Black Friday would be the best day to avoid racists. I don't know, but it's like any story good is just full, or it was something like that. Like
That's fucking
you
great.
think none of the racist people would be out on Black Friday
Right.
shopping,
Boycotting
Just
the
be a
holiday.
I
bunch of-
refuse.
Yeah,
Boycotting the holiday.
Yeah, it'd be a bunch
Not
of
in this house, mister.
chill-
They get a whole month.
You sit your ass down
You got
now.
shop today. Yeah, like that'd be the day to go out shopping with very open-minded people.
Yes, you would imagine.
Yeah, man. No, it's the
The
exact
bigotless
opposite.
holiday.
Walmart is just like it's like high school class reunion.
Yeah, well, it's like
I just see the
at
trap
that- yeah,
like
you're out there.
that.
Yeah, now it's human racists. Like they can't stand anybody
Oh,
else.
God.
So they showed up and they shot this. Now, and I didn't read the
And they
article.
lied about what happened.
But so the guy that they did shoot, was this a situation of a good guy with a gun trying
Yeah.
to stop a bad guy with a
I don't
gun
know
and
if
the
he
cop
even had a
shot him?
gun.
Yeah, I don't know if he.
Okay,
had
I
a
don't. I
gun,
was just
yeah.
curious if that was because that's
He was
like.
just a black guy in the
They,
mall.
yeah, they just saw a black guy.
Oh, you gotta be kidding! Is it real? Is that what we? Is that
Also,
what happened?
Pretty sure.
The mall.
I sound like an idiot when I say you gotta be kidding, right?
The
My
mall
friend's
on
like, yeah,
Black
Bob, that's
Friday.
exactly what happened.
the
Or he
mall.
may have tried to do something to stop the situation or save the situation. So when the cops came in, he was
I mean,
involved
yeah.
in something. You know what I mean?
Uh,
But again, it was just being trigger happy.
Yeah. That's how they roll anymore. They just come in and...
But it was
Well, that's
reported
it.
as we got him.
Yeah, they said
Yeah,
that they
oh, yeah.
killed
No, I'll
a shot
bet, yeah.
armed teenager and...
In the mall on Black Friday.
They
What
just,
was,
like,
what was the
firing a
story
gun.
last
It
week
was
where
Thanksgiving, actually.
the guy who stopped a shooting, he was the bouncer at the club.
Yeah, he got
stopped
shot.
the fucking shooting
Mhm.
and held the guy down. The cops came in and shot him.
yeah. And
is
there
fucking
was
crazy, man.
This would have been about 2 months back. It was right around the time that the guy in I want to say South Carolina ambushed the sheriff's department. They came to serve the warrant.
Yeah, they didn't shoot him.
No, they didn't shoot him, but there was another guy that actually shot an intruder who attacked a child in the home.
Yeah,
and then as he exited the home, he was gunned down by police.
That was in Aurora.
It was in Colorado.
That was
Thank
in
you.
Aurora,
I couldn't remember
yeah.
if that one was in. Yeah, that was in Colorado. And they
A
said he
veteran.
was. They said he was a
fucking
war
veteran.
vet, and that may have led to him not being able to hear their commands, and they shot him.
Jesus. I heard people were talking about that one.
When there's guns involved, man, I don't ever want to try to second guess somebody's motives or try and, because I've never been in that situation. But it would seem that we've got to do some serious retooling of several systems because
This is happening a lot.
it just seems like, and maybe it's because you hear about more of them because we're in more of a communication age. I don't know. But
Yes.
it
Yes
just
and
seems
yes,
like
I think.
it seems like an awful lot of encounters with police are starting to end violently, and I think you need to look at that. I think you have to look at that.
Whatever happened to rubber
Predictability.
bullets?
Yeah,
We have those already, but we don't use them.
it's not. I mean,
Bags.
but
I think a lot of them may be.
they've killed guys with
Less
tasers.
lethal.
If you use it
I
wrong,
don't know the numbers, but I mean, the population is going up exponentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think the resources for local police departments are down.
Yeah.
So it's more people, less cops. So the cops
And
that
the
we do
cops are
have
probably
are so
taking-
reactionary because
Yeah.
everything they're having to see. And I don't. This could be complete falsity, and I'm never one to defend a police officer for murdering someone.
murdering someone. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just there has to be a middle ground. You know,
Yeah.
of what can we do to just like I don't know.
No, agreed.
It's pretty disgusting because I came up with a family there's a lot of police officers in my family.
Yeah.
But it just it's disgusting. I see what happens and it just disgusts me, man. It's just like
It's
the ultimate
not-
abuse of power.
Yeah, there's something going wrong somewhere. And I think it just needs to be looked at, man. I think.
Yeah,
you've
that
got-
was crazy. But it's like
Because the other
I
part
guess
of that
I think
too-
my thing went to Doug. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but when you pulled that article up,
Mhm.
it wasn't that shocking. So I had nothing to really say.
Yeah,
Right,
That's,
yeah.
Just
that's
like-
fair. It's not.
It's
not-
that's
not.
it's
It's
like,
a
that's
pretty
not-
common thing.
Fuck
one of those
yeah.
things where you go, it's disappointing. It's not shocking.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, disappointing. Oh, that's the thing. We just nod our head. And we're
Yeah.
like, that's disappointing.
It happens.
We live
But
in the
I think-
Matrix.
But I think you're also dealing with a group of people in the police that are not used to a population that is this self-aware and this willing to question authority openly. Because when I was growing up, if a cop pulled up, the cop was a center of attention.
Yes, man.
The cop was a center of,
Yep.
you followed commands and you got sent on your way whether you were doing it wrong or not, man. You did what you were told to do, and that was what it was. And I'm not saying that now is wrong. I'm saying now is a lot different from that. Now is, why am I being moved along? I haven't done anything. People are more self-aware. They're more aware of their rights. Some of them are confused about their rights.
Yes.
And that's a fact. But in general,
Well,
the
everybody needs
populace
rights.
is more aware of their rights and what they can and can't do. And they all carry recording devices now.
Everyone.
And that's a whole different dimension that you have a group of people who aren't used to it dealing with.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to make some
That's
changes,
another
man, because it's getting brutal out there. It seems to be getting brutal for certain groups over other groups, but I think there's an uptick in violent encounters with the police in general that needs to be looked at.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
Speaking of.
Yeah. How about this shit?
locked
This,
up for this is amazing.
this
This
Georgia
goes.
woman.
This is like the
Well,
next
my
step
birthday-
to the stories you used to read about kids getting suspended for having a steak knife in their lunch and
But no,
carrying
but this is
Valium
good.
or Advil to school and all
Right.
the rest of that. That's what this.
Because this
bullshit
gave me a
is.
business idea. I mean, I'm like,
Oh, Jeff, I was so glad when they said you were going to be on this show.
well, I'm like, can they see the title or do you have to
No,
read
I'm
it?
kidding. Yeah.
Okay.
The headline is Georgia woman who was locked up for possessing cotton candy sues county.
All right. So if I was obviously from Georgia and I was making my own meth, I would definitely call it cotton
candy, first of
and
all.
sell it at every fucking fair
Yeah.
and in Georgia.
In
so I'm not
Georgia, of
entirely-
course.
So I'm not entirely convinced that this woman is not still guilty
That it wasn't actually meth.
of selling cotton candy. And she's from Monroe County. I'm from the Midwest, and the best thing about being from Indiana is that I wouldn't say we, but I think they consider themselves South.
They do,
Right.
Even though,
They
like,
do kind
well,
of.
but to me, it's like, no, you touch Lake Michigan,
Yeah.
which touches Canada.
Right.
Like, you're a northern border state,
But
and I'm
they're
from
almost,
there.
they're like a Wyoming
But it
South.
is, man.
Does anybody
It's
else
the
notice
South.
that? Like, you get
It's
like
the
Wyoming
South.
is like it's a Wyoming South kind of
Well,
thing.
in
Yeah,
Wyoming, what do you see? A bunch of people with southern accents
and
rocking
that's what-
Confederate
yeah,
flags.
and you can't figure out why.
But that just to me, it's like, yeah, I would make my
So
meth
that would make
in
Wyoming
something
like
that
our
looked like cotton
Argentina.
candy.
Right?
Yes.
Call it cotton
All of the
candy.
red
But anyway,
led
that.
to Wyoming.
I wanted to hear
A lot of great things
again.
about
We're going to
Wyoming
talk about
studio.
Not
the ignorance
surprised.
of police. Right?
Yeah. I mean, this was an interesting story. She spent more than 3 months in jail
Are you kidding me?
because a roadside drug kit falsely labeled a bag of cotton candy as methamphetamine.
well, wait a minute.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Who
come
carries
on.
around a bag of cotton candy?
It was
It
old
is
cotton
Georgia.
candy. Yeah.
I think that says
Does
it
she
all.
have?
I
does she-
thought it was like she was
My
dispensing
question,
it.
my question is this. Was it a true false positive or was it operator error? Like, what the hell happened?
right.
Because if it's a false positive, what the hell is in cotton candy that registers as methamphetamine?
Right.
Like, wait a minute.
Oh, I bet it's real close. I bet.
Well,
The
it's,
sugar,
it's
the
all
weird-
spun sugar. So I
Yeah.
mean, what's the chemical combo of the sugars in cotton?
Right.
I guess I don't know.
But I guess to me, what I'm saying is,
see.
if she's got it in a Ziploc bag and it's blue, and yeah, and you're in a state like, I could see why the cops. And then if the test fails,
She's
why
al-
you would arrest her? Yes.
She's also suing the company that makes the test kits.
Well, hell yeah.
Because they're
how you
saying
get
that
your
test
money.
kits have a history of producing false positives.
Well, that's how you get your money.
So now you have to
Yeah.
question why the cop is
I don't
why
blame
are
the
the
cops,
police
though.
still using that test kit?
Right.
I don't
if it's-
blame these. I don't blame the cops.
No, if this is what the deputy was given to use and the test said it was,
Yeah.
why it took 3 months to straighten the whole thing out confuses me.
Right.
Is there not a secondary test
And
you
why
can
should
run
it
on
say
this
jail?
material to go
Right away.
Oh, that was a false
It's fucking
positive.
cotton candy.
It's cotton candy.
There should
Like-
be a guy in the jail who just takes a bite of everything.
Yeah, right.
that
It's like,
they-
yeah, exactly. Don't we have somebody, right? Yeah. Don't we have a felon
Bring
that
out the
works for the
jail.
state that's willing to be like, just give me that. That is
Just
not
eats it.
drugs,
Yeah.
and if you ever bring that to me again, I'll stab you.
It's
I
a
think she-
blueberry.
Does
I
she
think
have a
she's
prior
an old-
record?
I don't think so. I think she's an older lady.
See, this is disgusting.
Like she said that she is suing because during that time she missed major life events. Her daughter had a
3 months in
miscarriage,
jail,
so
dude.
she wasn't there for that.
Yeah.
My twin grandsons were born. I
Here's the
missed
thing.
that.
What?
I will cop to spending most of my days playing video games and
She needs 5
watching
million.
the world go by. But if you put me in jail wrongly and I missed 3 months of that, I would sue you too.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter to me
Yeah.
that she missed anything.
I think
That's
5 million.
insanity.
At the very least, $5 million, man. The state.
Yeah, they don't say what she's
10.
suing for.
Man, that's
I would
fine.
make it. I would make it part of the
Now.
suit if she's suing that the sheriff, the county sheriff, right? And I think
Yes,
that's
just the
if-
county. Yeah.
if she's suing Monroe County, I would make part of my
State.
request as far as like an award goes that you guys switch.
Training.
You guys put new test kits out there.
Yeah.
You guys switch companies on those damn test kits. That's absurd. 3 months? What?
3 months, more than 3
For
months.
one
And
test.
she was charged with trafficking and possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute. She had a
Cotton
bond set at $1 million.
So she has to pay what? 10% of that? 20%?
Was
Yeah.
it usually 10? I think.
Well, that's
right?
bail. See, I don't even know. Jesus.
100 grand.
Yeah, I got 100 grand. I'm carrying a bag of used cotton candy around in my car. I got 100 grand. I have to recycle cotton candy.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
No, right? That's
Poor lady.
Yeah, so
That's
fucking
just one of those nightmare
methamphetamine.
stories, man.
basically,
where
don't
you're
put
like,
anything
what do you
in a
mean it's
Ziploc
blue?
bag.
I'm telling you, dude, don't be dumb. It's fucking cotton candy. And then you look there, you're like, taste it. And the cop's like, sorry.
How does that get to that?
That blue meth.
It's cotton candy.
A
You
goddamn
just say
TV
that.
show.
You just say those words. and
Yeah.
they're like,
She
oh,
said
okay.
cotton-
she said
yeah.
it was cotton.
No, I believe it.
Yeah.
That's just amazing to me. That's cotton. I just like it baffles me that it took over 3 months over one roadside test kit. Like, how does that even happen, dude? How do you not
Kinda
have any
surprised she got
follow-up
out that
test?
What
that
if that
goes-
was the dopest cotton candy of all time, though? Like,
right?
you know, she didn't
No
make it, but it
shit.
did have meth in it.
Right?
I mean,
know
it
what I
is
mean?
making my teeth fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
like kids who
Yeah.
take it at just like.
It does seem to be more of a 3-day sugar rush
So that should
than
be
your
something.
average couple of hours.
What if the people who make the cotton candy are carnies, and they also make meth?
Of course.
But there's residue.
I would have to say though that had to be like
from
a,
some sort of kit or something.
but that had to be if that is the case, if that does come back to be actual methamphetamine cotton candy,
Well, even if
that
it's
was
the tiniest little
that
bit.
was a police raid on the carnival and everything got dumped in the cotton candy machine is what that
Okay,
was.
sure.
But that's
But still, yeah.
still wrong place, wrong time, I guess. That's
It's
amazing.
like, I need this cotton candy.
Right? No shit. What do you mean you don't carry that cotton candy anymore? What the hell kind of shit
Yeah.
is that? Take it easy, lady. Jesus.
Flips over circus tent.
Flips over a circus tent. I need that cotton candy. I gotta paint that goddamn garage I
See,
built.
now my mind is like, we gotta find who made the cotton candy.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I mean, do they sell cotton candy not at a carnival?
Well, it'd be it'd be a guy with this weird, it's like selling
The
hot
movies
dogs.
now, I
You
think.
just spin
Yeah,
it
the
in this
movies.
thing.
Yeah,
Right.
usually it's some kind of like live event. Is there
Yeah.
like a hockey game or something?
Yeah,
you
they
can
have to
get?
be there to do it's like a cone and you have to spin it. So, yeah, she had a bag. She's a grandma. She had a Ziploc bag. I always have a Ziploc bag. I'll save it
Yeah.
for the kids.
Yeah.
And she put it in the bag.
Oh man, nailed it.
Defendant
shit.
Searchies Narc 2 roadside test kit has a history of producing false positive results.
Searchies.
Yeah.
But only for cotton candy testing.
I guess so. The test was designed such that the initially clear testing liquids, once combined in the proper order, purportedly turned purple if methamphetamine was present, a positive result, or red if in color if no methamphetamine were.
Okay. So it turned purple.
And it was purple cotton candy.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Right. So when the red hit
Blue,
it,
yeah.
it just went more purple.
exactly. That's basically what they're saying, yeah.
And the
You're
cop went,
under arrest.
they hit, bam! Read my weep, sweetheart. Get your hands behind your back. Don't give me an
I
excuse
wish
to
I
me.
could see
Don't give
the
me an excuse
picture.
to use this taser they gave me.
So yeah, basically, guys, if you're gonna store your meth, be a little bit more creative with it. Use the silica packets
Yeah.
that come in your shoes and stuff like that, and jerky.
Yeah. Do not eat.
Yeah,
You can smoke it, but don't eat it.
true.
She's gonna cry.
Grab a light bulb, kids.
She's gonna cry every time she sees cotton candy now.
That's
Yeah, it's
right.
over for her.
Such a
PTSD over
such a
cotton
happy
candy. Like,
treat.
walk into the 7-Eleven. Look what we have. Like dive behind the frozen food counter.
Yeah.
Negative.
Joe says I put my cotton candy in gram baggies to control my sugar intake.
I just put mine on my pillow so I can sleep really good, but
It's
then also get a little meth if
Yeah,
I
it's
need it.
methamphetamine.
Then you're not
Honesty.
sleeping too good.
I know, but
You would think like I would understand more if it had been like rock candy, and they thought it was.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
Now
that's
I
what I was
can,
thinking.
now
No, but
I got
so
you right,
old-
but it's fucking
old
cotton candy.
candy
Who
crumbles-
spins meth into
crumbles.
thread?
sure it would get all.
What is
like,
she, some kind of like Breaking Bad
I see what you're
Rumpelstiltskin, just
saying.
spinning meth into thread and
They
stuffing
said
it
it
in
was
bags?
old.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he brings up a good point. It wasn't like the picture where it's this fluffy thing.
No,
in a
it was
bag.
older cotton
It got
candy.
old and
Oh, so it was all
crumbled
matted down. And
it probably looked like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Little blue.
yeah.
Oh, man, and you're in fucking
But Jesus,
Georgia.
dude, there's got to be a backup
So,
test. You can't
okay.
let
See,
somebody rot
everybody
for
knows
3
Georgia's meth
Yeah.
is pink because of
Yeah.
the peaches.
Clearly.
It's a little.
That's
It's all
it's
themed.
that Southern Sudafed they use down there. It's in the pink capsules.
Oh, man.
Use it that
All
tinge
right.
to it.
See, now I'm more like less and less upset at the cops as we break this down. The test strips, no.
Yeah.
But the cops, whatever, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, man, Jesus Christ.
Just-
Because I'm from southern Indiana, and it's bad.
The
You
meth?
know,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
everything
bad.
that's like fake and gross, and you put up your nose.
It's not
and-
good meth.
No, but I have to.
No, but everything like that.
Yeah.
These kids are just like towns are just wilting away. And
Yeah.
Just like so,
Yeah.
I could see where these cops are just like it's crystally, it's a rock. You got it in a
Again,
plastic.
shit, you spend a
plastic
week
bag.
Because
in
again,
Fort
the
Wayne and-
the
This-
cops
this
are
one
trying to keep
strip
up with
works.
technology too,
Yeah, man.
so they don't
So,
know
yeah.
what's what. Yeah, I
judicial
fault the test
system
strips there.
And
That's-
why the lady was in there for fucking that long.
Want to do some cotton candy?
Hell yeah. Man.
Yeah.
candy is different.
Which state was it in that
Ooh.
that sheriff took
This
down all
one's
that
good.
CBD shit? 'cause
I
he
gotta.
said
Can I
it
go
was
bathroom
illegal.
break for this one?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, not to interrupt, Cody. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, all right, yeah.
There's
I used to live in the town this happened.
There was some sheriff or whatever that took down all these CBD things. Like they have them at regular
Oh yeah,
vape
in
shops
Utah, I
now.
think.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That says it all, right?
Because he
there.
thought it was straight weed. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, it gets you high. That's what it is.
That was
Yeah.
in Texas.
Yeah,
That
he
was
just kept
in,
saying
like,
he just said,
southern
it gets you
Texas.
high, it gets you
Yeah.
high, and they're like,
He knows
there's
nothing.
no cycle,
It
you cannot.
you
He just
can't
kept saying
off
it
of
gets you high,
this. There's
it gets
no
you high.
way. Yeah.
Oh, I did see that one.
Yeah. This one, I love the hashtag on this that not all heroes wear capes or something like that. That was this. Yeah, this is just. I don't know, man. Like, is that like a marketing? Having sex with a guest, is that a marketing thing,
I
or
hope
was that
so.
just a random? I mean, crime of passion is one thing, but if that's like part of her marketing strategy, I mean, you talk about word of mouth. That's Jesus.
Oh, this is great. We'll read this topic for you guys real quick, or what the headline is. Where is it?
Where'd it go?
Yeah, where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
There you
Wedding photographer jailed after reportedly having sex with a guest and urinating in public.
That's the part that throws
At the same
me.
time?
Yeah, like
Were they golden showering
why?
in public?
If that's, whew, man,
do it.
there's a lot of charges.
I don't
there,
like
if that's the case.
the comma there. They should say, also, she urinated in public.
Right.
Yeah,
Because now it seems like they're mixed together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
It's-
she was fucking this dude in public and then happened to pee on him.
It's probably exactly what it is.
and she was able to post $10,000 bail.
Yeah.
Nice. Doing well.
I wonder how much she I don't know. That's was she getting paid for more than photography? That's a lot
guess
of
so.
cash.
Make some decent money doing
They said she had sex with one of the wedding guests at the ceremony, urinated on a tree near the event, and threatened deputies when she was being taken to jail.
I'll pee on you.
Sounds to me like she got some of that cotton candy out of Georgia and just couldn't handle it, man. Holy Jesus.
So it's funny. I used to live in this county for 3 years that this happened in
No
Texas.
kidding. We're in Texas,
Yeah.
really?
I'm not a Texan. I just got stuck there for 3 years.
Were you born in Texas?
No,
Where were you born in?
Seattle, Washington.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm from the East Coast originally. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it's funny. I catch shit left, right, and center from it. But it's so funny because, like, my favorite is when people hear like, "Oh, some of these people are so rude." I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like,
love the
this
East
is
Coast, dude.
not even close.
You've never been
This
to
is
New
not even
Jersey.
close.
Yep.
Oh my lord! All right, my turn. I gotta sneak out.
So yeah, they say that this chick was a wedding photographer. She was paid to go do this, but she had sex with a guest in a room at the venue, and then peed on a tree after banging the chick. She left the room, walked to a fountain, and began to yell, I guess, because she was shit-faced. She threatened to beat the deputy's ass. Y'all families will be dead by Christmas.
Oh.
Y'all's daughters are dead. My dad is going to find out about this, and y'all are fucking dead. D-E-A-D. That was her exact quote of what she said in the back of the patrol car.
Some people have different definitions of rock bottom.
Well, I missed the beginning, but when I saw the headline in her face, this is someone I definitely would have dated back in my day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've made out with the help at a wedding before in the pool.
Yeah.
In Florida, places like that. So yeah, I feel bad for her a little bit.
I really like how you did the accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the D-E-A did. I like how they spelled it out.
They said that during a search they found a bottle of alprazolam in her pocket. According to WebMD, of course, the best resource, it's used to treat anxiety and panic disorders.
I like she says by Christmas, so she gives them a little time.
Yeah, she's like, y'all's daughters are dead.
To get their affairs in order, and then the sons will all live, because that's where she gets her meth. It's from all their sons, probably. Or she's already had sex with all of them.
Did she still get
Are those
paid
the
for the
sons?
photography, though? That's the question. Yeah, that's all. No, that's the gentleman
Depends
she
on what
chose
she
to
got
have
there.
sex with at the wedding.
The guy with the beard?
Yeah, all of them.
All of them?
No,
It's a little white girl in Texas, of course.
That's their stereotype, is they just have Lots of group sex.
Let me break this down. What did she get arrested for? So
She
you
got
can have
arrested for
sex with
public
someone.
intoxication and obstruction and retaliation.
Well, they make it seem like she had sex or arrested for having sex with someone at a wedding. And I'm
Right,
like,
which she technically
Holy
didn't.
shit.
I don't think you can be arrested for that.
No,
Unless,
but I think it was loud sex, probably.
so it's
So
probably,
then
they could
people
tack like
complain.
lewd and lascivious on there or something.
Probably the best man.
Yeah, right.
and-
Did she take pictures during this? Or
Hopefully.
she's still doing
well, if it
her
was a
job?
groom, I guess.
Yeah,
I could see
right.
how it could be illegal. And
So
stuff.
look for-
All right.
Maybe in Texas.
She's dedicated.
But
she
I
doesn't
don't know.
stop.
It doesn't stop working 24/7. Just out
I
here
think it's a
grinding.
good rule if you're a photographer at an event. Just don't get that drunk. You can fuck all the guests you want.
Yeah,
Just don't do it
yeah.
drunk.
Just
But
don't
I
get too
see.
drunk
Don't
because
get
that's when
drunk.
she made a fool. is
Yeah.
She mixed the anxiety meds
That's
with alcohol.
the same thing that happened to Tiger Woods.
And then she threatened to murder an entire
And then
police
she-
force.
Right?
Yeah.
Only their
Like
daughters.
John
Until
fucking
they're
Rambo.
DEAD dead.
Only their daughters.
Hail,
though. I love that.
hail, hail.
Oh, she probably went to school with all their daughters.
Yeah.
She knew them all.
Ah.
Wendy, Lisa, Jessica.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
I'm gonna wipe them all out.
I know you, Sheriff Larry Fowler. I know you.
You ain't fooling no one.
Oh, you know, he's like, oh, fuck.
Right?
Shouldn't have had sex
Why?
with her at my wedding.
But she's such a good
I'm
photographer.
just a damn
Yeah,
good
his wife's like,
the
well, she's a really
references
good-
were impeccable.
No, I feel bad
It's
for
just
her.
kind of be adorable having this come at you.
Yeah,
Like, you are dead. Your daughters
Your
are
daughters
fucking dead.
Fucking dead.
All of her,
Hold my earrings.
All
Your
the
daughters are
photos-
dead.
all the photos she took were just selfies
Yep.
with duck lips. She just had that cotton candy.
The best part about it is she's probably going to get more business as a wedding photographer
hell
than
yeah.
she, you know.
Yeah, she can advertise that.
Dude,
Totally.
I will fuck your guests.
Right.
One free guest.
One free guest with the booking. That's
She's-
like, what do you got? You know?
It's not prostitution. It's
Nope.
free.
It's
again,
free.
if the photos are tight, then it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's really. I mean,
She's
it
gonna
depends
do-
on what you're hiring her for, really.
She's gonna do all of Kanye's weddings.
But I mean, she
Yes.
can expand to like entertainment now. She's not just a photographer. She's sleeping with guests. She's an entertainer. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
She absolutely.
I can't
is.
wait for the commercial to be like, what was her name? Did it say?
Oh, yeah.
It was Zatan or like.
Her
No,
name
that
was,
was,
where is it? Catherine Lee Mehta.
This video is like, my first wedding, Catherine was there, and she was the greatest photographer. And now my second wedding, Catherine was also there, and she was the
She's
greatest
still the
photographer.
greatest photographer.
Yeah. I hired her again.
I recommend getting a venue with a coat room.
Catherine is great.
Or at least a camper shell.
Preferably a soundproof coat room.
I want to see her.
And
Yelp
for God's
reviews.
sake, do not allow her at the open bar.
It was a very specific bail amount. $10,738.
$38. Yeah.
They literally looked at her tips from the.
Right? Like almost the exact. We checked the invoice. We know you've been paid. This is how much you
Fuck
owe.
yeah,
us.
they did, man. You know they did.
Jesus.
10%. Oh yeah, we got her.
We're keeping the alzapram.
That's it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
been part of our drug take back.
Until one of their
Jesus.
cops gets caught stealing it on fucking dash cam.
Oh, that's great. Oh, Texas, Texas, Texas.
I've been there once or twice.
We'll do a couple more and then we'll do our Deadpool. How about that? I don't want to talk about that one. 6'9", huh?
Hell yeah.
Takeshi!
This is.
I know you want to talk about
this is
this.
real deep.
My 14-year-old son actually listened or was listening to. He's one of the guys that my 14-year-old son listens to. And I said it earlier in the podcast, my favorite band is Rush. So, like, I have a lot of trouble dropping into the genre that he's in.
Yeah.
I like some of the guys in there. I think a lot of the guys at that level of the game are lazy as fuck when it comes to writing and when there's way too much fucking
That's awful.
auto-tune
Obeying
and
the law.
ending. But like, here's the thing. I mean, you do what you do. Some of my heroes got arrested. That's fine.
It's about
all
how
right?
makes your kid feel. If it makes him,
But-
it makes him hype or.
But the thing, I heard he's looking at a lot of time this time around.
he's looking at life.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, though, man, is I mean, like, ending every verse with the N-word is lazy. Yeah, they're all gonna rhyme, dumbass. It's all the
all
same.
money.
It's fucking lazy.
It's all
as
marketing,
shit.
dude. It's
So
all
the
how
bet-
much money.
Man, I wish I could credit this person. I don't know who said it, but it was not me. So this joke said, I'm really excited to see, or something about, I think it was Dan Rainey, as a matter of fact. He said it's going to be funny that Takeshi 69 gets a life sentence because it's going to be exciting to see a mumble rapper actually finish one. You know what I mean? Like,
So what happened was he got in trouble for statutory rape.
Okay.
And he got a really lenient judge, and the judge said you can get off on parole, but you can't talk about like gang stuff.
Right. That's what it was.
Any of your songs you
but
can't
he's going to jail for
deal with.
racketeering.
There was like a word that he couldn't use anymore in his songs and stuff like
Right.
that or something. Right. Okay.
It was like for conspiracy to commit a crime or whatever,
Okay.
and so that's why he got slammed with all that time.
Oh wait, racketeering though. That's not what is racketeering.
Including
I thought it had something to do with
racketeering,
guns.
conspiracy to commit
Right.
murder.
Conspiracy.
Racketeering is usually involved with money, man. It's usually
Okay.
it's
Oh, I see
usually
what you're
like
saying, so
cheating motherfuckers and
He's
shit.
gonna narc on some people. You know he is.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
said he's already. They sent
Trying
him
to
to a
cop a
facility.
plea.
He's gonna
They
get
sent him
killed.
to a facility that's generally known to house like federal witnesses instead of federal prisoners. So they figure he's gonna start talking.
Did you see the thing where Suge Knight's son?
Says that Tupac's still
He put all these
alive.
pictures of Tupac out with Beyonce and
Mhm.
all these people. That Tupac's been living in some like country, but it's like old Tupac. You know what I mean? Hanging out with
Photoshopped
Beyonce,
into the
50 Cent. No,
Machiavelli.
but they don't look. People have not disproven that they're photoshopped. No one is like.
They
It just
haven't
kind
been
of
able
like
to
came
prove it.
up and no one really said anything about it.
Huh, no, I didn't hear anything about it. I did see, I saw an interview with R. Kelly's ex-wife, because I think she just wrote a book,
Oh,
and
God.
man, she just destroyed him,
I'm
dude.
sure, man.
I believe it.
And from the sounds of things, he's kind of earned it. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
he's
know
bad,
what happened,
yeah.
but I guess he used to, man, some of the stories she was telling, I was like, holy shit.
R.
I got
Kelly?
one R. Kelly joke that I pull out every once in a while. Man.
I think he got in trouble
Fucking
for
R.
like
Kelly.
conspiracy for like a sex cult. or
Yeah,
something,
his
'cause-
was,
Yeah, he
his
did.
was like,
And the girls that are in it are like, we're not in
Yeah.
a call.
Yeah, we're not in a
yeah,
call.
the old Stepford response, we're not in it.
like they're aware of each other. Like he's
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Did you see that whole Jaden Smith thing coming out as that saying that him and Tyler, the creator, were boyfriends?
Dude, I can't listen to anything that fucking kid talks about. It's infuriating, man.
I've heard one song by Jaden Smith.
So Takeshi says he's not actually a gangster. He just pretends to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll help your album sales.
Yeah,
Right.
good
Yeah.
job.
It'll also help you if you do wind up in
22,
prison,
man.
right?
He's
I'm
22.
not sure that's what you want to be.
He's
You might want to stick to that. at least-
hardcore pretending with those numbers.
He's
on his
facing
face.
a minimum of 32 years and a maximum of life in prison on a number of federal charges, including racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder, and drug distribution. Prior to him getting arrested, he fired his whole team. Like, all
there
of
you
his
go.
security, his management, accused him of stealing up
So he's
from
like
him.
the Trump of hip hop. He's just got all crumbling.
You're
around
fired.
him.
Yeah, it's all gonna. Oof.
He's just firing everybody, and
Yeah, I was caught on a wire threatening to put a hit on 6ix9ine in retaliation for his firing. So even if you escape prison, they're gonna kill you anyway.
Yeah. No shit. Wasn't he kidnapped a few? Like,
That was, they said,
like
yeah.
maybe a
Somebody
month
they
ago,
made fun of him though, because
yeah.
supposedly he faked. Oh no. Yeah, didn't he get
They, like,
pistol whipped or something?
pistol
Somebody,
whipped him
like,
and then threw
snatched
him in
They
front
threw
of
him
his
in-
house.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we talked about that on here. Let's see, charged with armed robbery as well.
If he goes with 32 years in prison, he's gonna look fucking terrible.
Dude, he'll still be able to make money. I mean, fucking
He's
Lil
gotta-
Wayne made like
part
$28
of a
million
brand.
in fucking jail.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
already in trouble because he fired his whole team, which means
Yeah.
he's going to try and put everything together and then market himself from jail because he's already backed away from the gangster image outside of jail. So he's
He's done.
The
he's gonna have
charges,
problems.
they say the charges are the result of a 5-year investigation into criminal activities of a blood street gang known as 9 Trey Bloods, of which 6ix9ine is said to be a member. Specifically, 6ix9ine is alleged to have been involved in a April 2018 armed robbery. As his crew held up a rival gang member at gunpoint, 6ix9ine allegedly sat in a nearby vehicle and filmed the entire incident. Investigators later found the stolen items inside 6ix9ine's house. He was also charged with possession of an AR-15.
What kind of a rap star? That, like, you know what I mean? Like, who does that?
That guy. Have
Although,
you
I
seen
don't
his
know,
face?
man. I know. But you got, who was it? Didn't M get arrested for pistol whip a bouncer one time?
Sure,
so, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, he had
people
to do something.
But the thing was, though, is that M was directly involved. And he, like, ran up and did it. He didn't sit in the car and send his boys out to
was in the
beat the
car
guy's ass and
videotaping with his
videotape it
phone.
either. So,
But if there's something that says that he said that they should do it.
So while he's in there, though, somebody leaked his new song as well. So people are just fucking with him more.
oh, man. I guess this is the point in the story where you should start to feel bad for him, but I don't.
I don't.
Shit,
I don't
dude.
think you should ever feel bad
I've never
for
heard
this
his
guy.
music ever one time.
No.
He had sex with a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
His cellmates aren't real. Robin
that guy.
says
Yeah, exactly.
his cellmates aren't real rapists. They just pretend to be.
Yeah. They mumble rape.
They a mumble rape.
Oh, that's another hashtag right there.
He's a machine. Mumble rape.
I'm a mumble raper.
Oh, God.
Oh,
That's amazing.
fuck you, Takeshi. May you get 1,000 fists in
Right.
prison.
May he be mumble raped.
May you be mumble raped. So I do gotta bring up this quick story.
Screaming out.
Taylor Swift
Gotta throw a t-shirt
Did-
on that one.
What?
did
T-Swift?
something really cool.
Yeah.
She just proved it to the world.
Yeah, she just did something really cool. She signed a story with Universal Music Group that in the a while back, a bunch of these labels, Sony, Warner Brothers, Universal, bought stock in Spotify. And they turned around and they said the stock was going to be so their artists got paid. But then they turned around and sold this stock and didn't give it to any of their fucking artists, even though it was at the expense of their
Artists. Okay.
So her contract that she just signed, that she's been working on for a while with Universal Music Group, is going to, or it says in there that if in any case they sell those stocks or earn value on those stocks, none of it is to go to Universal, even if they lose money. They are to give it to all of Universal's artists.
But it says at the end, in lieu of benefit, that only benefits herself.
No, and she was saying that
instead of a deal,
instead of a deal,
I see
yeah.
what you're
only
saying.
benefits herself.
Yeah.
So she's doing it. Okay.
So she restructured her contract
Right,
so
I
that
see
it
what you're
benefits
saying. Yeah,
everybody under that label. Is what
Yes.
you're saying? Okay. I'm surprised they signed it. Although I mean, she is.
So I'm just thinking about farming places that you walk into a room like this and there's 2,000 iPhones doing nothing but streaming
yeah.
Spotify.
Yep,
24 hours a day
Yeah.
for one artist.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And things like that. That shit
Yeah.
is amazing to me.
Yeah, it's like a spot farm. It's
Some
terrible.
people say if you have a friend and you have like unlimited whatever on your phone
Yeah.
and you're
they
going
can
to
just
sleep,
keep-
plug your phone in, turn it off, the sound and everything, but turn your favorite friend's artist, their album on repeat
Yeah.
while you sleep. And just let your phone, while it's charging,
Dude.
just play their album on a loop while your phone is charging.
I have albums on
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
Spotify
you should
and
set
Google
your phone
Play.
to
I
just
should start.
loop while you're sleeping.
Whoa.
Set your phone, any computer you have.
Ta-da!
I said Google and this shit lit
Oh
up.
yeah,
it, dude.
well hell yeah.
Careful, we're being recorded now.
We
boys.
are.
Well, I mean, I can just ask my phone right now to play Doug's thing on Spotify. It'll probably find it. Yeah. But no, you can do that. You can have just while you're sleeping, while your phone's charging, just
I didn't
letting
even
it.
think of that.
Yeah,
man.
looping of your favorite band.
We gotta get together
Or
and release a
YouTube,
comedy
man.
album and put that to
YouTube.
work. Holy
Right,
shit,
yeah.
son.
Like, I mean, if you get monetization through YouTube, that's a
Oh, that's
great way
huge.
to
Yeah.
fucking do it. I mean, there's people who make like $18+ million a year through YouTube videos.
Yeah. We got an ad for our podcast the other day. We didn't even know about it. They were like, Podbean was like, this person wants to put an ad on your podcast, and they just did it without our consent. That was the weird part. Like, if you want to turn it off, then you can do this. But like now, we didn't like I think you should be able to say yes before
Yeah.
you just put it on.
Yeah, you should.
That
you
was
should
the weird
have
part.
final say over that if it's your podcast.
Well, yeah,
that's
because
for
we didn't
sure,
know what the
yeah.
topic was. It was University of Northern Colorado. Fine, whatever. But like, just to
Right,
say,
but yeah,
it's
you
gonna
don't know
run.
that going
What
This
if
is
in.
all of a
currently
sudden
running
it was for
right
like
now.
Valtrex
Yeah,
and shit?
you have to
Yeah.
jump on and get on your computer and turn this off if you don't want. But someone could be listening right now. I just thought it was weird.
Yeah,
Do you
If we're gonna
get
get
anything
paid-
for that?
We have to find that out because we didn't. None of us signed up for it. It was just all of a sudden it said, "You've been chosen for advertising."
Huh.
So you
On
can
one
turn
of
it
your
off.
services, huh?
Yeah. Huh, on what?
On one of the services you use?
Podbean.
Podbean.
Yep.
That's weird. I know nothing about.
So does
Well,
that
we don't
happen?
either. We just
Yeah.
like doing the podcast.
Right,
We just
yeah.
put it out, and it's like
Which-
everybody's like, "Are we gonna get paid? How's this work?" And I'm like, fuck, now I gotta log in and look into it.
Right.
Gotta remember
Gotta actually
shit.
do that.
Gotta use my password,
Shit, right?
right, yeah.
Fuck.
Yes, the password.
What am I doing on this site? It's not Thursday. What the fuck?
Yeah. I'm gonna ruin my history.
Let me load the Deadpool up.
Well, good for Taylor Swift, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've worked in
Pretty
the
solid.
record industry for a long time, as far as the brick and mortar stores.
Mm.
Man, over 15 years in Denver, and it's just good to see artists. I mean, I have friends that will show me their checks from iTunes.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, look, I sold 300 songs this month, and they'll get a check for $3 or
Yeah.
$2.87 or some shit. It's just like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Not
It's,
just
yeah, man,
shit.
it's like it's not even worth going to the bank on my
No.
lunch break, or I'll be
No, it's
wasting
gonna
my
cost
time.
me more to cash
Yes,
it
to
than
cash
it's
it
gonna
than
be
it would do
worth.
anything, man.
It's
It's like,
like-
man, that's fucked up.
So, like, is that the downside to having more access to recordability? So, like, you can record your stuff, but the problem is that the market now pays you
yeah, you can't expect.
because you can't put CDs out, which used to be a lot more money to
You gotta
make
have records.
because
You gotta have
as
vinyl now.
a local band,
Mhm.
you
gotta have
had to
vinyl.
find studio time, and now it's all vinyl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta have
CDs.
vinyl.
That tells you how old I am.
I think.
But like, is that the downside? Because it used to be you could actually, like, people had to pay to get your music, and they had to pay to get it
Yeah.
all, and they couldn't just get
So here's the thing:
certain songs. And now it seems to be that it's a lot harder to make that kind of cash.
bands, and now what I'm seeing with booking more shows, comedy-wise, with touring comedians that are coming through the state,
Mhm.
and we're talking even from a comedian who's like touring. They make all their money: stickers, T-shirts, merch.
It's all
You
merchandise.
have a killer
Okay.
set,
So that's
and you
your.
get it out,
that's
you
the-
sell merch.
It's
But
been
this-
it's
Always
always
been a merch.
This goes all the way to now, like Fleetwood Mac. They go on tour.
Right.
They have to sell merch.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah,
to sell
you-
tickets. And
yeah.
they have to sell merch because they're not selling fucking records anymore.
No, nobody's
Not
selling
selling-
albums anymore.
No one
You're
is,
not-
and-
nobody buys them
I
anymore.
mean, they do. They buy records, but there's no. You're not gonna sell.
But not those are the
You're not gonna go
collectors more
gold
than
on a
anybody
fucking
else.
record,
No,
man.
you get not enough people get them. And
Well, and
that's,
realistically, it's like a handful of bands that you really enjoy that you're
Yeah.
buying records from.
That you're gonna buy the whole-
and
the
you
whole
love their
thing for
their
anyway,
artistic
yeah.
input.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
you're buying a piece of art. That's why I thought records were great. I don't buy a record just for the music. I want the gatefold
Yeah.
and the nice
Mhm.
piece of poster inside
Yeah.
and the lyric sleeve and
Yeah. I'm big
everything
on
that
I like
avoids
the-
me.
I love the liner
using my
notes that
phone.
list the lyrics.
Yeah,
I'm a
man,
lyrics
exactly.
guy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
Even the CDs
And when
had
you don't
the
have to get
booklets
your
you
phone
could do
out
that
and
had
look
the
at
liner
it.
notes,
Yeah. But a record though. Sorry, I keep dropping my phone. With a record though, you can just read it.
Yeah.
The CD one, you have to like.
Yeah,
fuck,
you
I
had to
have to
flip
blow
it
it up
to- yeah,
a little
yes,
bit.
yeah,
Like make
absolutely.
it so small. You know
Yeah,
what I
the
mean?
record sleeves are amazing. And then there was always like the classic where like Cheech and Chong had the giant rolling paper
Yeah,
on the record,
excellent.
in the record
Yeah.
album. You had all of these
Picture
different.
discs.
Yeah, man, picture discs. You had AC/DC when they released For Those About to Rock was the big fold out that had all the concert photos in
Yeah,
the middle
man,
of it
so
and all
good.
that.
I
Those
just
are-
got
those are
a.
amazing.
I
The
do
album
all the
art.
records at Muni Information Cafe. We got it, and I priced it $10. It was only $10, but from the Faye Dunaway King Kong movie.
Oh.
And so the record came in, but it
Faye
had
Ray.
the poster. Faye Dunaway played her.
Oh, she played.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the poster was still on the back, like where you fold it out and it's
yeah.
King
Wow.
Kong, and it was like it's just like that's the shit. It's just like that's what vinyl is. Where you could put this
Was that
poster that you
Brian's?
could take out on your wall, and it was
Yeah.
like 3x6. You know what I mean? And put it. That's
I remember that.
Man.
That's what we
Even
used to go to the
entertainment
fair
package,
for was
man.
to win posters of the bands
Yeah.
and all that. I had
Oh, yeah,
Iron
man.
Maiden posters all over
Oh,
my room.
yeah.
I had the Eddie Dorr poster where he's coming through the wall.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, Black Sabbath,
Ah.
Masters of Reality.
Yep.
I believe that one. I think it's that album. Came with a poster, but most of the time you find it at an ARC or a record store
And the
that
poster's long
always
gone, yeah.
If you find one with a poster, it's worth so much more. Even if the record, you could have one where non-poster, mint record, it's worth $10, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Trash as fuck record with poster,
With poster.
worth double the amount of money.
Yeah.
Just because the poster's in there. Yeah. It's so crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, the kids who were buying those records, they weren't keeping those. They were putting them up on the
That's
fucking
thing, you
wall.
put it on your wall. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The record
Yeah.
wasn't just a record. It was this like thing where you got to read the lyrics,
Yeah.
put up a piece of art on your
tangible.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It really
man,
was, yeah.
You could
Hold it,
touch
look at
it.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had to be careful with it. You had to
Yeah.
respect the record,
Yeah,
otherwise,
man.
because it was damageable. It wasn't
Yeah.
like the CDs you could play frisbee with across the room, but you had
No,
to respect a
records you have
record,
to-
man. You know.
I think you made a good point. It goes all the way back to what we were talking about Taylor Swift. Not that yes, you were respecting the record. You were respecting the process.
Yeah.
And that's what we've lost, is the respect of the process of music
Yeah.
making. And what it really takes to make a song and an album.
Well, now
and
it's so
a
controlled
tour,
and
man.
pre-designed.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
So many
man.
algorithms going into it
Mhm.
and everything. I read a Neil Peart book where he talked to, I can't think of it was a band that had really sort of blown up, and they had blown up kind of on their own sound.
Mhm.
And then the record label
Just
was like,
smash
okay, we're
it.
going to do this, and they wanted to really shunt them into that. And so he was in a correspondence with Neil going, I don't know what to do with this. I don't want to walk away. This
Don't
is what we
conform.
worked so hard for, but I don't know how to fix this because the record company
They want to
doesn't want us
sell.
to be us anymore.
Yeah.
It was
That's
a really
all,
it was
that's
odd.
all
It was
the
really
grassroots
strange. Yeah.
bands that start to get somewhere. They get told, all right, you have full control over your creative process, but we have control over its release.
Right.
And so you have these bands that'll come with a finished product, and the label will be like, no,
Yeah.
do this if you want it released. And so they put that leverage over them.
That's
That
it.
you're not going to be able to release this unless
Yeah.
you cookie cut this
And
shit
then you
out.
write
Right.
that song that it's like Radiohead with Creep, or I can go back to probably fucking Matchbox 20 with one song that they fucking
Yeah.
hated. It was the biggest song they ever had,
Yeah.
and it made them change
Cherry
who they
Pie.
were. You know what I mean?
Lawrence Cherry
Yeah,
Pie.
man.
If you ever hear an interview with
Hated
and
that song.
who was that? Was
The
that
lead
Lane?
singer? He
Lane's-
died.
No, who was that? I almost said the
I know you're
way
talking
wrong
his
name.
name.
But anyway, yeah, they had an interview with him, and he absolutely hated that song.
Mhm.
And it was because Uncle Tom's Cabin or something was supposed to be the single, and
This
like
was a good fucking jam,
Yeah, and then it
rockin'
was like-
song. Yeah.
it was like 2 weeks or something before the release date. The record company was like, "We need a single off of this." And he's like, "No, the
We need
single's
a
all
single.
set." And they're
That's
like,
the
"No, we need a
fucking crusher,
better
man."
single off of this." And he's like, "So I scratched out Cherry Pie in like 45 minutes, and that's all I'm ever known for." He's
Yeah.
like, "That's insane," and it drove him to suicide. Man,
Yeah.
that song killed him.
himself. Yeah, he killed himself.
I
And he
think,
was a bitter man too for a long time. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
He was on like the celebrity weight losing game on like VH1 so long ago.
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
They gave him cherry pie and he cried.
Dude,
Oh man!
so
And
bad.
then killed himself probably like
It
3
was
months later.
so bad, dude. Like
Fuck,
they didn't
man.
even like the cab driver that took him to the hotel room or whatever we did had no recognition, no nothing. And they found like a note in his pocket that was just like the bitterest. It was bad. Yeah, it was so bad.
I had no idea
Yeah.
that he actually killed himself.
Miserable. Yeah, he did.
Fucking
Yeah, and it was
insane.
it like that was a bad. That's what triggered everything
Yeah.
else that went wrong in his
Just
life.
the downward
according to
spiral.
him, just from what Oh God, dude.
Well, but even, I was thinking about the opposite end of it because the most recent like rock suicide that really bothered me. Because I was so into music now that I can't really put any effort into music anymore. I'm just
Yeah.
like I don't care anymore.
Right.
When Chris Cornell killed
Yeah,
himself.
that was
Because you
fucking
feel at that
vicious.
point like, man, he's past that stuff. He's
Yeah.
he made it
older
through,
and wiser.
you know,
Yeah,
and
he
it's like
got through the craziness of
Yeah,
being
man.
in rock or whatever.
I had
and-
just seen him. I had just seen Soundgarden play a couple months before.
Yeah.
yeah.
And no,
His
that's what
voice
it was. I
ridiculous.
saw him about
man.
6-8 months before that, and they were supposed to be in town 2 months after he killed himself. Because people I knew
Yeah,
had tickets.
we were trying to get tickets.
Yeah,
for
it was
it.
at the Fillmore, the Ogden, or something like
I
that.
think he performed that day.
He performed
He
right
did.
before him.
Yeah.
He walked off stage and went to his hotel room and just did it.
I used to.
But you just feel like they're at a certain point, you're like, Oh fuck, man!
Yeah.
At least Cornell made it.
Yeah.
No,
No.
it's never.
Why couldn't it have been Eddie Vedder?
No, see, I'll go back. I said it earlier. I fucking
knew
love
it was
Pearl
coming.
Jam, man.
Yeah,
I love
I don't
Pearl
want-
Jam, but it could be Eddie Vedder.
I
Yeah.
used to.
It's not over for
yeah.
him. You know
I
what I
used to
mean?
go to my buddy's house and I would force him to play Temple of the Dog Hunger
Yes,
Strike to
dude.
shut me up. Like,
Now-
man.
no, everybody was over there like, this one again. Like, if we play it once, he'll shut the fuck up. If we don't let him listen to it, we're gonna be here
Who
forever.
was more hungry, Eddie Vedder or
Eddie
Chris
Vedder.
Cornell?
I would say Cornell and
Yeah.
Cornell, man.
Cornell had just because that was
That
the
was
first
a
time I heard
beautiful
those two
album.
voices like together, and
He
I thought,
wasn't even really the lead singer of Pearl Jam when he did that song, Eddie Vedder.
yeah,
That was and that's the moment where they were like, "Ah, fuck, man, this could be
this
the guy."
This
Yeah.
guy's probably who we want.
Yeah.
I can talk '90s grunge music. That's my wheelhouse, man.
See, same here.
See, and I'm
Big
not.
90s
I
grunge.
I missed most of that. I was 80s hair band, and
Well-
then sort of end around to some of the prog rock stuff.
Right.
And then
Sure.
like thrown in there is like my Pandora station. I typed in Dropkick Murphys, and I'll listen to literally anything that comes
Yeah.
on that fucking station.
I talked about it with a guy yesterday because I work at a record store still. I will for the rest of my life. I was in a hair bands. I was really into like Dokken, Malmsteen, you know, just B players because this was coming off Van Halen.
Yeah, I
And
saw Doc in the
I
seventh
had-
row on
I
like
had
New
to go
Year's
on a
Eve.
car ride. Oh, I've never seen Dokken live. That
Yeah.
was so great. I was on a car ride with my uncle that was like 2 hours long, and he was like, play whatever music, and it was old guy music at the time. Which now that I look back, he probably had a bunch of fucking Creedence and Hendrix,
Yeah,
and,
buddy.
you know, good shit.
Yeah.
But the only thing I remember is like I saw this dude, Stevie Ray Vaughan, on MTV, and I saw him playing a guitar, and I was like, I don't know what this is. I know he plays the guitar.
Yeah.
And I put the tape in.
Yep.
It was Live Alive, and it changed my life.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's
I got
such a
into
great
then blues,
Yeah.
and then really into metal,
Yep.
like early metal, you
Mhm.
know, and Sabbath, and then Zeppelin,
Yep.
and then everything white people stole from blues.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Dude, but Steve, I remember, and I stole the tape from my uncle. Not only did I listen to it in the truck, but when we got to where we were going, and I really never stole anything in my life. And we were getting out of the car. He got out of the car. I hit eject. Fucking put it in there and put that tape in my pocket.
right.
And got out of the truck because I was like,
2 years later.
Well,
you
no.
fucking
I was just like, I have to have this piece of
Yeah.
music. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
wait to rake yards and be able to go to
the
the
hell
Ford
with
to
that.
buy it and go to
He
Target.
won't notice it's gone.
Yeah, he
It's
won't notice it's
mine.
gone. I was like,
Yeah.
I have to have this.
My,
Man, I would have
Yeah.
loved to have seen Stevie Ray.
I never got to see
My,
him, man.
my friend played Life by the Drop for me, and I had heard a bunch of. I heard Sweet Little Thing and Pride and Joy rather, and all those. I had heard all those. He played Life by the Drop, and I went, "Oh man,
Yeah,
that's
man.
a blues tune." Oh, I really like that song by him.
Man.
Didn't he used to put cocaine in his like
Whiskey,
whiskey?
yeah.
and
Whiskey,
drink
yeah.
it? That is fucking hard.
Life by the Drop was when he,
He
tried
did.
to stop all that
Yeah.
shit, and his body almost
Well,
shook itself apart.
That's the worst thing
dude.
about him. He did so much coke that he wore his septum out.
Yeah.
It disappeared. So he had to drink it. And so he would literally wake up in the morning. He wanted to be Jimi Hendrix so bad. And not be him, but have that ability.
But that was the
And Hendrix he was you know, when lightning comes through you, what is that called? Like you're a conduit.
Conduct.
and that's
And so Hendrix was just a conduit. It flowed out of him. But, you know, Stevie Ray had to struggle for that shit. He had to literally drink cocaine and whiskey when he would wake up to just try to get there, you know.
Yeah.
He got sober, completely sober, and then died in a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
Oh, did he get completely sober? I thought he drifted
yeah.
back. Okay.
No, he was completely sober.
And he died in the
then
I knew he died in a
a
helicopter
fucking
crash. Yeah.
That's
So
how it
it's like-
works, man.
It's kind of like what happened to Sam Kinison.
Yeah, he
Right.
got
Right.
killed by a drunk driver.
Garcia did the
Right.
same thing. Garcia cleaned up, and then he was gone.
Yeah. He just died of what? I don't even remember I don't remember how he died. I remember where I was when he died.
Yeah.
Because I was in college. Kurt
I was
Cobain
in-
and Jerry Garcia died when I was in college.
I was working at a pet store
Oh.
when Jerry Garcia died.
Fuck.
I was working at Freakies.
There you
Well, Kurt Cobain was murdered
I believe that.
by Billy Corgan.
Well,
go. By Billy Corgan.
Seriously, man.
I've read that. I
I'm
believe
not. You know
believe
what,
it.
dude? I'll go on record as saying it. I can't believe he left her behind. Like, if there was ever going to be a murder-suicide, I could have got behind it. Would have been him wiping out
Yeah.
Courtney
Yeah.
Love and then
I
taking his
believe
side. He'd have been one of my favorite artists at that point.
Yeah. I believe they both were getting ready to shoot up, and she said, let's do this together.
Is she chicken?
And she just talked him into going first.
Yeah.
And then was like, oh, take the thing off.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shoot up. He's dead.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, man. I will always believe that.
Yeah, but didn't Cobain kill himself with a shotgun?
Yeah,
Supposedly.
that was purchased for him by one of his good friends, the leader of the band Earth.
Yep.
Yeah, he bought him that shotgun.
Was
for
also
Christmas.
in Tad.
Yeah, yes,
Huh.
it was also in Tad.
Okay.
I can't remember the guy's name. Also, Earth is still a band. He purchased it for him for a Christmas gift. So here's the biggest thing.
Got the gun for
There's a
Christmas.
documentary
Because he
out
didn't have
there,
a gun.
and I'm sure you know of it.
Cool gift.
There's a documentary out there where Gigi Allen's brother or cousin admits on camera that Courtney Love hired me for $50,000
Yeah.
to kill Kurt Cobain. He says it on camera and gets shoved in front of a train 2 days later.
Yeah.
In his hometown.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is Gigi Allen's younger brother or cousin. I don't remember.
I think
older
it was
brother.
cousin, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like in a weird punk band, like Gigi Allen's band, and it was killed like literally days after saying that shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, man.
See, I always thought Billy Corgan and I think that Courtney Love convinced him.
Yeah.
Like, you
I think
know,
she was
that you guys will be bigger than Nirvana if you kill him. And they were together off and on before
They were,
and
that's a
after.
fact, yes.
They went to the funeral together.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, well, when she got on MTV and started reading the suicide note, and the only like that's fine if you're there to share it with his fans, whatever. But then she gets to one part, and she's like, "This part's personal, and you fuckers can't hear it." I'm like, nobody wants to hear any of this, bitch. Get off the, get out, go away.
I don't believe I believe Billy Corgan was having sex with Courtney Love.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was involved in Kurt's murder at all.
I don't know, his music took a real dark turn after that.
It did. Well, it
And-
sure did. I'm
But at that point in time, the race...
contemporary, man.
Didn't Smashing Pumpkins lose somebody too?
They lost They lost their keyboardist, and then their
keyboardist.
drummer got arrested for heroin
For heroin.
during the Melancholy tour.
I think of the four
Right.
people as like Smashing Pumpkins.
But the whole thing is like during that time, the race on MTV. Well, that's Nirvana and Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
They were heavily neck and neck.
Yeah,
like,
because the other like Pearl Jam and stuff hadn't dropped yet, right?
they had, but they just
No,
hadn't
they
been
haven't.
doing the same push.
Okay.
And the labels
Nirvana
hadn't
was
been
huge,
doing
man.
the same push.
Nirvana
And
was
Butch
huge.
Vig
Yeah.
had a lot to do with both of them, and
I've met Bush.
he's a weirdo.
He just shook his hand. I was more introduced. I met Garbage, so I was more interested
Yeah.
in meeting what's her name?
Shirley Manson.
Shirley, yeah.
Fuck
I
yeah.
met her twice, and she's timeless, man. She's great.
She is milk.
Man, I there's never. That's my favorite decade of music is the '90s. I don't think
too.
we've ever. I mean, the '60s was great. '70s. I mean, all decades are great.
Yeah, they
Maybe
all have their
not
own.
all,
They all have
maybe
their own
saying.
charm. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the 80s were
was
weird.
Fucking
See, I love the '80s.
Because-
The 80s rock, dude. We had Coke.
So that's it.
Well,
You had
which
too much.
Which explains the eclectic music
Exactly.
tastes. I mean, you know, you can easily go from Safety Dance to Ray Parker Jr. and
problem.
on to Toto,
I think
if
the
you will,
thing
please.
with
So,
the '80s and the '90s is you could have been totally into grunge, which I was, but then you had this hip hop that was coming out with Tribe and De La Soul, the beginnings of Wu-Tang,
Jurassic
and,
5.
yeah, just
Public Enemy.
well, yeah, Public Enemy, and just this stuff that was just like, I'm the most like I live in a motherfucking cul-de-sac, and was you know what I mean, like with all white people, but I love Public Enemy and I love their message, and like it was exposure to things that you know you would never because you didn't have constant streaming of CNN and fucking whatever you want. It was like, oh, Chuck D told me that black people are oppressed. I'm not
right.
putting it in a very small compartment, but it just like it was an unbelievable way to learn
About different
about
backgrounds.
life, you know, that you
And
couldn't
just
get
even
in
then
school.
the gangster rap that came out and shit.
Dude, I
That
loved
was a
it. I
different
loved it.
perspective.
NWA, Easy
Eazy-E.
Dude, that shit was so, and I loved it.
And then you had Puff Daddy and Mace come along.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's a level, but can I bring up a great documentary if you've never seen it? It was on Netflix. I don't think it's on there anymore, but it's about Stretch and Bobbito. So,
Fuck, I can't think of what it's called.
yeah,
Yes.
it is one of the best documentaries you'll ever see,
Mhm.
and it's literally watching the birth of real '90s hip hop.
Is it called The History of Hip Hop?
No, but it came out around the same time,
Yeah.
and they're both on Netflix. These two guys, it was a Jewish kid in New York and a guy Puerto Rican, and they had a radio show at Columbia University in New York
Yeah.
City that aired from like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And no one was listening to hip hop at the time. so the DJ Stretch, who's a Jewish guy, real lanky, tall Stretch.
Yeah.
He just got all these record label people to send to them all their promos and their singles.
Give us all your demos.
But it was
everything.
like Nas, Jay-Z, fucking, and no one knew who these people were, and they would play them in New York City from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. And people stayed up all night and would put tapes in and flip the tapes to get the Stretch and Bobbito show, dude. And it became everyone who ever became anything. We're talking about billionaires, Puffy, fucking Jay-Z. All these people would come through and beg to come into this little building on Columbia University's campus so we could get on the radio. I remember a Wu-Tang Clan.
Damn.
And so on the documentary, you're getting Nas and Jay-Z saying to these two, not white guys, but like, non-African Americans in the middle of New York City, hip-hop wouldn't exist without you.
Yeah.
You are the godfather of hip-hop.
It's so weird how things get started like that, man. Is that you have somebody who has a passion and it just they have one outlet.
Man.
It's like if I can just get people to listen, you guys are gonna love this stuff.
And it became a sensation.
Yeah.
And then you watch the crescendo of where then hip hop gets bad, the late '90s, and it gets commercialization and the show folds.
Yeah.
And then the friendship folds. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then it all comes back together years later, as documentaries do, where then we're going to interview these guys, and now I think they're on Sirius XM, or you can
I
find
think
them.
they have a show on.
Yeah, and they're great. They're just man, just to realize, like, without these two dudes in a basement, like it could be anything like we're doing right now. This could be the Stretch and Bobbito of podcasts. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But just like
someday,
you never know. You just never know what situation
that's the thing.
you're sitting in.
That's the
man.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird things like that. Like Hody's is still going 10+ years later.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just some things just stick around. That
And
never.
It was the Starlight.
It's an institution, right?
And I've got, I've had people. Ben Roy's gone through there. Deacon Gray came through there and hung out with us for a little bit. I mean, it was just some of the folks that have gone across that stage. Lori Callahan played up there with us a couple times. It's just fun, but it's weird that like you can be a part of that. These things can last.
Yeah.
These smaller enterprises can last for a
and
good
then
long
when they
time.
go,
Yeah,
that's the other
like El
sad part.
Chorito down in Denver. I'm not connected
Dude,
really with El Chorito,
is
but
my home.
that's just like a heartbreaker right there, man.
I've done doing comedy 6 years. I've lost 7 friends, comedy-wise. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you have too. You know.
Yeah.
And it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
It's like there's no other. It's like we're race car drivers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you're just like, hey, died in a race.
Yeah.
It's just like life took them.
Yeah.
And, but
That's
El
it,
Chorito hurt worse than any person because
I'll bet,
it was
yeah.
all of our people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you came up in Denver, El Chorito was just your home. It was
Yeah.
just like. I don't know what you guys can compare it to. I
And
guess
then right at
maybe
the end, there's
Hody's
a
or
fucking shooting right outside.
That was weird, man.
Well,
I
there's
saw
stuff that's
that
always
real
going on
quick.
there, man.
Yeah, right there,
Fuck,
yeah.
man, I got some shit down there that I was like, oh fuck, oh man, nothing. I didn't do anything wrong, but man, breaking up fights and just stabbings and shit that goes on down there. But like that was like losing a friend.
Yeah.
You're slowly watching people like hang out in your friend's body for like 2 months because it's not closed yet. You know?
Right.
But like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, man.
It's
Like a
sad.
2-month-long wake where you're just waiting for
But
it
comedy's
to-
it's a weird thing, man.
Yeah.
I think there's no place where you can be in a group of people and experience the high fatality rate in such a it's not like we're playing
Dangerous line of
football or
work.
like we're talking driving race cars or
Yeah.
something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, but it's more the personalities that tend to get drawn toward comedy, I think.
Lifestyle, yeah, man.
Oh yeah, lifestyle.
But we were talking about that.
man.
And I think a lot of my friends I've lost, I don't want to get weird on your podcast, but
Oh, you can get
it
as weird
was
as you want.
from natural medical issues. It wasn't
Right.
from lifestyle. It wasn't from I
Right.
smoked a bunch of cigarettes or I drank a bunch or
No, it
Just
wasn't.
some
drunk.
chanting.
Yeah,
kind
no,
of-
Like-
it wasn't OD stuff. It wasn't
No,
a
it's
lot of the
just,
craziness. It was just that.
it's just the things that catch up with you.
Yeah.
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 But anyway, weird.
It's odd.
On
It's like
that
you said,
note, should we do Celebrity Deadpool?
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
that's where we're at.
I love
Good
great
segue.
transition.
Yeah,
Let's
And I'm morbid as fuck, so yeah.
built-in segue. Let's do
man.
that.
give a quick rundown on what the Celebrity Deadpool is. You will each get 2 celebrities that you think are going to die between now and the end of the year.
Wait.
Man,
This year, like
we are-
between
This year,
December?
this year,
Yeah,
the end of
it's
2018.
down to the last
Oh,
gamut right now.
Man, we picked the wrong
Um,
episode.
I'm picking Gambit.
But yeah, damn,
You say Gambit.
I said damn it. I'm stoned.
God damn it.
God damn it. But the way it works is if somebody's already on the list, we'll tell you you cannot pick them.
Right.
Okay.
It's 100 minus their age. So if they're 99, you get 1 point. If they're 50, you get 50 points.
Right.
You can guess how they will die. If they die and do die that way, you get bonus points. If they don't die that way, you lose points.
Ooh.
So
so if
it's
you
like
don't
a called
guess,
shot kind of.
You don't have to guess.
you
It's
don't
a
have to guess.
gamble.
Okay.
But if they die of a drug overdose, a suicide, or a murder, you get bonus points.
Okay.
Morbid as fuck.
All three at once.
So we've had one where it was a drug overdose and an intentional suicide by overdose, and that doubled up points.
I want a murder thrown
Is
in
that the
there.
dude from NXS?
No, that was Vern Troyer.
Oh
Oddly enough, intentional
Okay.
suicide by alcohol
Yeah.
overdose.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, this is exciting.
Guests out there, viewers out there, go ahead and get your fucking guesses in. Smashing Blumpkins. Who would like to go first?
Oh, I'm gonna yield the floor to
I'll
Jeff
go.
on this
I'll go
one,
first.
yeah.
I feel confident.
Who you got?
Oh, I think you had a list for me.
No, you
No,
gotta
you
pick
pick,
one.
yeah.
Oh,
you
shit.
gotta,
I'll tell you if they're on the
I
list.
know, right? I'm trying to snatch a
They have to
name.
be over 100.
No. The points are 100 minus their age. So
That's
Alright.
how you get points.
I got one, and I've been thinking about this one for a long time. Stevie Wonder.
Ooh, is he on here?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
No, he is not.
Wow.
Nice.
Good looking
He's
out.
getting up there.
I know,
Yes.
and it'll hurt
Looking
people.
out.
It'll really upset a lot
Yeah.
of people.
Same as Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Nah, he just had
And
a
that
kid.
goes-
Like, hey, the motherfucker's gonna live forever.
It's gonna be like Aretha when he dies.
We're picking two.
Yes,
Yeah,
two.
pick two.
Okay, is it your turn?
Yeah,
we gotta switch.
I'll give it a shot. Is Willie Nelson on the list?
I am pretty sure
I think he is.
So they can't be on the list,
They
right?
can't be
No,
already
they
on
can't.
the list.
Ooh, I picked
Yeah,
Stevie
Willie
Wonder.
Nelson
Okay, yeah,
is.
damn it. All right.
Lil Pump. I love that dude. He's pretty good. I'm not to be like, I don't like mumble rap. I just saw I was hearing
Right,
shit at
he's
work, and I
right.
was like, who's this dude?
Well,
And
all
it's
these
Lil Pump.
Lils are dying, so.
Right.
Well, that's a good pick. John Wick was on one now.
Who would be? Let me
Neil Peart.
Kurt
think. Yeah,
Rambis.
I know.
Kurt Rambis. Who says
I
that?
don't want that to happen. That's the problem. Kurt Rambis. Jesus, really?
Who would choose that? I love that.
That's like picking
That's
Bill
Josh.
Beer, isn't it? Like, who would?
Just like a random white basketball player.
Jerry Sandusky.
Wow, that's.
He's not dead.
No.
Oh fuck! I thought he was dead.
When I was on here, I said the rest of Pantera.
That's a good bet. All together, in
yeah,
like
they
one
probably
tragic.
on stage somewhere. Yeah.
It was right
Alright.
after Vinnie Paul died.
Well, Rex is kind of Phil's bitch, so.
Rex is in terrible condition as well.
Yes, he
Alright, who's
is.
my next one?
So who's the last living Ramon? Is there a last living Ramon?
Yeah.
Well, there's late Ramones too, though. You know, they brought in.
Yeah, that's right too, because they did replace
Pseudo
them, yeah.
Ramones.
Pseudo Ramones. Oh come on, man.
Ooh, I got another one.
Yeah, go, because I can't think of anybody.
All right. How long is this list coming?
Till next month.
I'm gonna say Madonna.
Madonna. I do not think she is on here.
Son of a.
Yeah.
I got the Google
That's
list
a
out,
good
man.
one. That's a good one. Did you know
Go ahead.
that she brings her home's furniture with her to every fucking hotel that she stays at, and they have to clear out all the
I don't blame
furniture
her.
and have it brought in before she gets there?
I don't blame her.
It's crazy.
She's
There
Madonna.
comes
She
a
is.
point where you become famous enough or rich enough where you just start doing shit just
But
to see if they'll do it.
if-
You know what I mean? Where you just like
Here's my
honest,
thing,
right?
man.
Isn't that a thing?
Here's
Like,
my
isn't that
thing.
why everybody wants to be that famous?
Yeah.
So you can
Those
just do
things-
something completely weird and people go, yes, absolutely, we'll take care
But
of
if,
that. right
those, if that's all you do is tour and you're all over the world, and those are the things that make you
Creature
comfortable and you can afford
yeah, but
to
if that's all
fucking-
you're doing all the
if you
time, how do you
tip
get used
them
to
all-
that shit?
I
Oh,
don't
I see what you're
know.
saying, yeah.
If you're always gone, how do you know what home even feels like? I don't know.
Home is where the
when you
heart
go
is.
home and you're like,
That's a
oh,
good one, though.
this shit has been every fucking hotel across
Damn,
the
that's a
country.
good
That's a good one.
Yeah. Shit.
Well, I've worked in a record store a long time where I've got interviewed when Michael Jackson died on 9 News here in town.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But when Bowie died, so it's all these big
Uh.
ones. It's all these big ones, man. People
I
who
remember
are
I was in upstate New York the summer that it was Michael Jackson, Ed McMahon and Farrah Fawcett all passed away.
Yeah, anal cancer.
And I'll
Shit,
never
anal
forget,
cancer.
man, because somebody walked by and they're like, isn't that weird? I was like, I know, they're usually in threes, but not usually all in the same family like that. And just this person just completely was like, what? And I just walked away.
Burt Reynolds, before he died, said she was his one true love.
Farrah?
Farrah Fawcett. Yeah, it was like a sad
To show you
thing.
how far out of the celebrity death pool I am, I didn't realize Burt Reynolds was already
He
dead.
died, yeah. I was going to say, don't
Dom
bet on Burt
DeLuise still
Reynolds.
alive?
Is Ric
No.
Flair still on there?
No, he's dead, right?
Ric
Ric
Flair?
Flair?
Ric Flair died.
No, he's still alive.
No, he's still alive.
He almost died.
Is he on there?
Is Dom DeLuise on the
Oh,
list,
there you
and is
go.
he still alive?
I think
Don
Brad-
He's
died
dead.
a long time
Dom
ago.
DeLuise? Damn.
Yeah, Ric
Jerry
Flair's
Reed
on
died,
here.
I know that.
Yeah, he looks like shit too.
Zach Wild. That's awesome. That dude's going to live forever. There's so
I
many
don't
people
know,
who are
man.
Like, man, these motherfuckers are going to live. I can tell you who's going to live. Snoop, he's going to live till his 80s, 90s.
Yeah, right.
Ozzy?
Ozzy's never gonna die.
No, Ozzy's a robot.
If Ozzy does, Ozzy's like George Burns.
Yeah,
Once
Ozzy's
he
on
goes,
there.
everybody gets nervous. It's like, oh fuck, now all of us can.
Yeah.
Now we're in trouble.
Pretty sure Axl Rose is on
Yeah, he looks like shit too.
Yeah.
He just collapsed on stage, I think I
here.
read.
Yeah.
Winona Ryder will never die. Whoever said that was very upsetting me.
Is Susan Sarandon on this list?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Nope.
Give me Susan Sarandon.
That's a good one, dude. And I love you, Susan.
I'll
I do
probably
too. She
spell it
won't
wrong.
die. I don't care that she's not gonna
I
die
don't- I
in
never liked
2018.
Susan
I'm just
Sarandon,
glad I
yeah.
could find somebody that wasn't on the list.
I would still have sex
Right.
with Susan Sarandon.
Celine Dion is getting up there.
Ooh, that's
Another good
spicy.
one, yeah.
She's not on here. You want her?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want
dude.
one. All right, I can have two.
You got to.
You got two.
Oh.
You got two good ones.
Well,
I
too.
what's
want to
gonna-
switch.
What's your third?
Really?
Yeah. What's
George Lucas.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's got that
Wouldn't that
rich.
be fucking huge?
Whoa.
He's
He's
got
not-
that rich
he's not
person
on
health
here.
care though.
So
Oh, yeah, I
did.
heard a
So
lot
did.
about-
Whenever someone like that dies, doesn't that's something to think about? Doesn't that scare you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When like that, when Tim Cook or like, he's not dead, but who's the other guy? Great guy.
Oh, fuck. Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Steve
Jobs.
Jobs dies.
Yeah.
You just be like, oh, none of us have a
That's
chance.
the
Like,
guy
Yeah.
who, like,
Unlimited
like,
resources.
there's no
Yeah.
chance.
That
you know
dude
what I mean?
owns stuff. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, but like, yeah, man.
He
Like,
could cure cancer.
Right, he could pay for the research that
he
they're
should be
He
able to
just-
have like his head cut off, like Futurama put on a robot
Right.
body.
Yeah.
He needs
So
to.
that doesn't exist.
Keep
Like,
that dude moving.
there's no hope for any of us.
Right.
He needed
Tom
to.
Selleck. Ooh.
Ooh, damn. Because the new Magnum PI came out too.
Yeah.
So it'd be fitting for Tom.
He is
Selleck.
not on there.
Oh,
Good
shit.
call,
Oh,
Adam.
and who's the actor?
I'd use that one.
Who's
man.
the actor that played Mr. Feeney on Boy Meets World?
Oh,
What
fuck.
the hell is his
sure
name?
he
They
died
just somebody
recently.
somebody just broke into his house recently, and he came downstairs and flipped the light on. And they took off running.
How do you spell it, Feeney?
Was it E-E-N-Y? It was something. I thought it was something. So it was off of Boy Meets World. I know that.
Who the fuck played Screech? He comes to Colorado all the time.
Dusty Diamond.
Dusty
He is
Diamond.
on the list.
Yeah.
Didn't he die recently?
No, he got his ass.
No,
bombed in
he went to
Springs.
prison.
He got ass. He got his ass.
Oh, is he
kicked.
still trying
William
to do
Daniels.
comedy?
William Daniels.
And
He
wasn't-
is.
Was he
Oh,
also
nice.
in like one of the Magnum PIs?
Look out.
No, that was a different guy. That was a different guy.
He is old as
I
shit.
want him if he's not on the list.
You want him?
I want him.
He is not on there. I guarantee you.
Dr. Phil should be on there too, man.
I think Dr.
He's
Phil
a weird
is.
symbiote. He'll live forever, man. He's like a symbiote.
What about Oprah? She's
Is
on
William
there?
No.
Shatner
yeah.
not on there? Because Shatner's not.
I'm
He's-
pretty sure
Ooh, Shatner's
Shatner's
a good
on
one.
here.
Shatner's
That's a
gonna.
goddamn
Lucas
good
was
one.
amazing.
Let me
though,
see,
man. That
Shatner.
was a good call. Stevie Wonder was better.
Yeah, William Shatner's on
Okay,
here.
Shatner's on
I hate to say it, but Stevie Wonder's been on my like personal Deadpool.
Yeah, that's
It's the next one that will like
Oprah's
really
on
fuck
here.
with people.
Oprah is on
Yeah.
It's the next logical after Prince. Bowie died. That one was so. Okay, this. I'm gonna get in a little.
Yeah.
David Bowie's death was the most artistic death of all time.
Yes, he had the album.
He
and
released an
shit.
album on Friday, which he knew he was going to die on Saturday or Sunday, before the returns came in on album sales on Monday. That's how in charge of his
his affairs, right?
everything
Like, that's
he was.
it, dude. We're going out on a
And-
high note.
but
We're not
like,
gonna wait.
literally, like, I'm creating a piece of art with my death, and I'm literally in charge of it enough to like die.
To die
And
before you
timely.
get to tell me what you think
Dude,
of
Yeah.
I bought that new album on Friday.
Yeah.
the record, like took it home, opened it up,
Such a good.
played the fuck out of it, and was like, I love this album. This dude is a genius. I've always loved him. He's my favorite artist of all time. Not musician, not band.
But
Favorite
yeah, I
artist.
would give you that. Yeah.
And loved it. I spent the whole weekend listening to this album. Like, man, this man is insanely beautiful. Went to work at a record store, biggest in the fucking country, pretty much.
Twist and
Twist and
Shout,
Shout. And he was dead. And it was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like that
He
was
knew
a
it.
beautiful piece of
Dude,
performance art, man.
Now, and that was timed ridiculous.
Ridiculous,
Warren Zevon
man.
did something similar.
Yeah, I
He
fucked
would-
my shit up, man.
when he left.
Yeah.
What was that? Was his album?
Man, I remember that record. Yeah.
Because this time I have to leave.
Yeah, I can't think.
And
of
it
what
was
called.
He did too.
My Ride's
man.
Here. I think was the name of the album.
That's when records was still coming out on Tuesdays. So yeah, that was the thing. His came out on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Fuck, man,
I
he
think
died
it
like
was-
Thursday, Friday.
It was either called My Ride's Here or My Ride's Here was released like when he found out he had cancer and he was
Yeah,
dying.
that's the one
and then
that
he
had I
released like
fucked my
one
shit up
more.
on it. Yeah.
But My Ride's Here, that's the one with the song My Ride's Here is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the one with the hockey song on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Fucking
a lot
Warren
of good ones.
Zevon, man. We talked
Zevon's
about him
awesome.
last week on the show
I like
because
him.
of Excitable Boy.
Excitable Boy.
That was such a weird fucking
Oh
song.
God! And I've actually heard somebody else. I want to say it was like, Poor Pitiful Me. I had heard done by like Bonnie Raitt or somebody else, and it was a good version. I like that song. But there was some female released Excitable Boy, and I heard the version of it. God, it's got to be about 6 months ago now, and I can't think of who it was, but it was a
Really?
good version. Yeah.
I always
It was-
thought that was Richard Thompson.
Excitable Boy?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Warren Zevon.
Oh wow, I
Yeah.
thought that was Richard Thompson. All right, cool.
Yep. Bit the usherette's leg in the dark. Excitable Boy, they all said.
Talking
But
about
just
raping
wow.
and murdering.
Yeah,
Is
dude.
Paul
Raped
McCartney
her
on there?
And then he took her home.
Yeah.
Is Paul McCartney on there?
Oh yeah.
He has to be.
The
Skip.
first
What
one
about
or
Ringo,
this one?
though?
Ringo, yeah.
Anybody take Ringo?
No.
McCartney is not on there?
It's MAC, right?
MCC.
CC.
He's the second Paul McCartney though.
Yeah.
supposedly. The original one died in a car
It
accident.
was in the failed movie.
During the White Album, right?
Something like
Or
that.
Abbey Road.
They replaced
Abbey
him.
Road.
Are you serious?
Yeah, with this
I
guy
have never
now.
heard anything like
You
that.
ever
Heard that one?
Oh, that's
Whoa,
a great
yeah.
It
conspiracy.
goes
Paul
into,
is dead,
like,
man.
Paul is dead, and I am the walrus,
Ah.
and yeah.
That's weird.
You got another one?
Who's the other one?
Is Ringo in there? Ringo's
Ooh.
got to be
I
in
think I
there.
already gave you a different one.
someone who's replaced
No.
Avril Lavigne is not the real
Celine
the first
Dion,
Avril
did you see
Lavigne.
that?
This
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
Celine
second
Dion.
Avril Lavigne we've
Really?
seen. Yeah.
Sticking with Celine.
Is there a rumor like that about
Ooh, Carrot Top.
what's Carrot Top?
Oh, that's
Carrot
a
Top
good
goes
one.
because his heart explodes when those roids
Yeah.
he got into.
He seems really healthy outside of the roids.
Yeah.
So, so he's
I
like
remember
going
watching
around.
him when he was still scrawny doing stand-up and laughing my ass. I know he's a prop comic and everything
Oh,
else.
Carrot
I'm talking
Top
about,
is
like
on here.
the guilty pleasures.
I've laughed at him.
I think
I'm not gonna.
I think you had some
Yeah.
funny
Dude, I've
stuff.
laughed at Dane Cook. I've laughed
Yeah.
at Carrot Top.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and on occasion
No,
I
fuck
I like Dunham and those guys. I mean, I have fun with those guys. I don't.
Those are the guys that are going
They
to get
entertain you. Hey, if you
residencies
laugh
in
at them,
Vegas.
enjoy them.
Larry
Huh?
the Cable Guy?
Those are the guys that
The
will
cable
get
guy is a
residencies.
little.
Jeff Fox?
But I've
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure Jeff Foxworthy has made me laugh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna.
But guys
fuck
like
it, man.
Foxworthy and Engvall, just that's the problem with the catchphrase stuff. Is that you have to keep doing it because a certain segment of the fans
They want
expect it,
Yeah.
and after a while, you're like,
Well,
"Yeah,
that's-
enough, dude.
And it's interesting,
Stop."
like Bert Kreischer's getting caught in that cycle now with the machine. Like
Yeah, he
when
has
we
to do it every
and
single time.
it's fucking crazy. Like the last time we saw him, he even brought it up. He's like, "Look, there hasn't been a fucking show in 2 years. I haven't done this fucking bit. Let me finish my new shit first."
Well, it's like Chappelle banning anyone who says Rick James, bitch, or just
Yeah.
like don't like I'm here to do stand up. I'm not here to fucking talk
Yeah.
about my show or do bits
Yep.
from the show or just
No,
like
this is my.
That was
stuff.
Neil Brennan's writing, anyways.
right.
Who's coming on December 1st at the Oriental? Good times. Mike.
Is Seacrest on there?
Seacrest.
Oh, good looking out. The
That
Dick
guy
Clark of our
definitely has
generation.
bodies buried somewhere.
Yes, he is.
He's a creepy fucker.
Alright, how about
Seacrest is going to be the next Dick Clark.
I can't believe
That's
mine
what it
aren't on
was,
there.
is
I
they
can't
finally-
believe that.
You did a
That's
good
amazing,
job,
dude.
man.
Yeah, that was great.
Very rare.
I could keep
Yeah,
going.
that's
too.
like that was like 3 in a row that
Yeah.
you got that weren't even. Yeah, that was
how
pretty good.
about Tori Spelling?
Ooh. No, she is not.
Right.
Who's she in?
Bootsy
Coco.
Collins.
Bootsy Collins.
man.
I just was gonna put
Is Clinton still alive? or is
George
he-
Clinton's on the list,
He's
but
on
yeah,
the
he's still
list.
alive.
I think that's why.
Oh, wait.
I don't know.
Who
Who did you
Clinton
say?
should be on there.
Tory Spelling?
Tory
He is
Spelling.
on there. George Clinton's on there too, or I was gonna put him
I
on
can't
because they're
believe
getting ready to
he's still
stop touring. You get one more, Mike.
Oh god.
See if Bootsy.
Rosario Dawson.
Never.
Rosario.
Rosa. How do you even
Rosario.
spell that?
Rosario.
ROSAIRO.
A-R. Yeah, sorry.
Ario.
ARIO.
Rosario.
Dawson. He's in the creek.
W-S-O-N.
Who's the guy from Dawson's Creek? That's who I would say.
James Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek.
I was actually
Who
just
played
thinking
himself
that.
on the bitch from Apartment 23. That was the greatest role of all time.
I think I'll put him on there.
Oh no, everybody would be so sad.
I think that's right.
There you go.
Of the beak.
Beak.
Big.
Oh man.
One more.
Put Jeff Albright on there. Just for fun.
Right.
Can I bet on
It
myself?
was Vanderbeek made me think for some reason when you guys said Vanderbeek, it made me think of Ryan Gosling for some reason. Is Gosling
Right.
on the list?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a
Gosling?
stretch.
Yeah.
Ryan
Ooh.
Gosling.
That'd be a stretch.
That's a good
though.
one. Tragic Lambo accident.
A fucking tree fell on him. Shit. One more. Is Ricky Lake on the list?
Wow.
Blast from the past.
Jenny Jones.
Blake Bortles.
Jenny Jones. Yeah, Ricky Lake's on there. Jenny Jones,
You
yes. No, she is not.
Jenny Jones. Oh,
That's
fuck
where-
Jenny Jones.
That's where she,
about,
the Little John got to start.
What about,
Was on the Jenny Jones show.
really?
What about
Yeah, they were the
Aldo
house
is
band.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I learned some insanely
Garth Brooks
cool
can
trivia.
go.
What about Geraldo? Is he on
Garth
this
Brooks
thing?
just did a fucking concert in the Notre Dame Stadium in my hometown,
Yeah.
South Bend. I didn't even know him. My
Mel
mom was like,
Brooks.
"That's why Garth Brooks was in
Coleman,
town."
that's Stan Lee.
Who
Yeah.
got Stan Lee?
This motherfucker is in the lead for Mac Miller.
Oh.
Matt
Nice,
Miller.
man.
And actually wanted to put him on there.
Good
I'm
call.
not ashamed to admit that.
He's like the original mumble rapper, I
Yes.
think, maybe.
Yes.
But I don't know anything about rap.
Anybody else got any entries
Is he
out in the
original
world?
one?
Mumble rapper?
Mac Miller.
He's like
Yeah,
OG.
I have no idea.
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy.
Ooh.
I
Interesting.
feel like
Maybe
people
on
are
there.
betting on people that are like never going to die. That's why it's like.
I kind of hope.
Yeah,
Look
Ron
at
Jeremy is on
James!
there.
Oh my god,
Josh.
that hurts. me.
Statue of Magic Johnson falls
Falls
on
on
him.
him.
Lonzo Ball. Statue of Magic Johnson falls
Yeah,
on him.
that's fair.
All right, Magic Johnson statue falls on him.
Ron Perlman,
Statue of
his
Magic
teeth.
Johnson
Johnson.
falls on him.
Yeah, those teeth are fierce.
Magic Johnson. That'd be a good band name too.
There you go. Yeah.
Magic Johnson's Johnson.
Like Alan Jackson Jihad.
Magic's Johnson.
Yes, Magic's Johnson.
Murdered by animal.
Magic's Johnson.
Murdered by animal he saved. That's amazing.
Tupac. Someone sees someone's on my side. They know he's still alive.
Yeah, Tupac.
He's still alive.
Now is that Shaggy? Is that like from Scooby Doo or is that?
No,
Shaggy
it's
the
Shaggy,
rapper?
like the
Okay.
rapper,
Okay.
yeah.
Wait, Shaggy 2 Dope? Or
No,
No,
Shaggy,
him too.
Okay.
But I think Shaggy 2 Dope is on this list actually. But
Who's the other
Shaggy,
guy?
Shaggy 2 Dope's
Shaggy,
on a lot of
the
lists.
it wasn't me.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
who's the
Violent
other?
J.
Violent
Violent
J.
J.
I think they're both on the list.
Oh, did
If
you guys?
one is and one isn't, I'll be
Did you
like,
guys
oh my
see
God.
that clip where it's like it's I think is it Violent J or Shaggy 2 Dope tries to
Tried to-
kick Fred Durst?
Yes.
I laughed like a
And he
fucking
fell.
cartoon.
He fell.
He just goes straight out
Yeah,
and misses
like-
him by like 6 inches and just crashes
You
to
can't
the
drop
stage.
kick
Yep.
Fred Durst.
Shaggy
freaking idiot.
Shaggy 2 Dope's on here. Let's see.
Violent J. You can't.
No,
drop-
Violent J is not on here.
Oh,
I'll let somebody. I mean, somebody
yeah,
take
give that to
that.
somebody.
Who wants it? Who wants it? Since
Doodles.
I
I don't think
gave
he's gonna die.
Give
so
it
I'm
to
not gonna
Doodles.
take it.
give it to Doodles.
Yeah, he needs a second one.
All right, Doodles, I got you on Violent J.
Violent J.
Violent
You owe
J.
me a Taco Bell.
And a copy of the Great Malenko.
I want a Doritos Locos.
That's another one of my guilty pleasures, man.
I
the
want
Great
one
Malenko. I
Doritos
could sit and
Locos
listen to that
Tacos
one. That's
from
the only
Justin
one.
S.
And not all at once, but I could grab songs off
Well,
that.
Disney fucking helped them so much.
Ooh, I got one. How long do we do this? I don't want to murder people because I asked them like intuition and shit.
But yeah, the only problem. There's
I
only
feel like I'm paying. If these people
There's
start
only a
dying,
month and a half left in the year.
Yeah,
man.
you only,
It's
yeah, not
I-
even.
I got one. Dennis Rodman.
Ooh, I think Dennis Rodman's on.
Rod
No,
Stewart.
no, he is not.
From plastic surgery complications.
Yeah,
No, he's gonna get
No,
straight
it's-
up killed in South Korea.
yeah. It'll be murdered in an international incident.
Dennis Rodman. I like that one. That one actually makes me feel good. Very bad, but very good.
But good.
Yeah, that's my money right there.
Rebounding champion of.
I can see this motherfucker dying.
He's going.
Day after Christmas, Dennis Rodman's gonna die.
Boxing
Well,
Day on
like
Boxing Day.
like George
grandma
George
just told me.
Michael died like right around Christmas.
Yeah,
the
Carrie
last
Fisher.
Oh, George Michael, that was another one. Oh,
Carrie
fuck,
Fisher
man.
died right after Christmas, didn't she?
Yeah.
No, I think singers hold more weight. I
Yeah.
think songwriters hold more weight than anyone to me. Right?
Well, yeah,
Is
that
that a
would
weird
make
thing to
sense.
say?
No. No.
Yeah.
I'd say that, and oddly enough, comics. Like when fucking Robin Williams died. Like
So
that
That was a
fucking
rough
wrecked
one. That was
me.
a hard
Like I
one,
grew up
man.
with Robin Williams.
That was a hard
So-
one. I was bummed when we lost Carlin. He was my
Yeah.
guy growing
Even
up.
though he was old as fuck, I was still
Yeah,
mad
but that
about
was
him being
he was.
dead.
And here's the thing: is I'll cop to this. I like George Carlin from way back.
Yeah.
Because his real bitter stuff towards the end, I didn't get into as much. I thought it had its funny moments because it was just so angry sometimes.
So
very
honest.
angry.
But
As
I
you
liked
would
a
get
lot of
near
his
to
yeah.
death, right?
Yeah, well, and I've read some of his books, and he wanted to do that stuff from the beginning, but he knew it wouldn't sell. He was always a politically charged kind
Yeah,
of guy.
that
He was
goes
always
back,
a socially
man.
charged kind of guy, but he would do things that he could get away with.
Yeah, he'd do a lot of like social commentary more than political.
Yeah, and that
And
was
then at the
and what he
end, yeah.
wanted, what he really wanted, was to show you that politics is always what's been trying to separate this country and all this stuff. And I get it. Like, I'm not saying there wasn't merit to the material. I didn't enjoy it as much as stuff off of like
Yeah.
Class Clown and Toledo Window Box and the
classics.
really crazy stuff off.
Hey,
of,
I used to like Howie Mandel.
oh, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. Those old
Mandel.
fucking comedy specials
Yeah,
were
dude.
great.
That dude is still making major money.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
much
Like,
ridiculous.
you ask your mom who Howie Mandel is,
Yeah.
like the guy in that show. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah. Bobby's
yeah.
World? No.
Yeah,
Deal
yeah.
or No Deal?
Yeah, it
Didn't
was
Deal or
all
No
those.
Deal
oh,
gets-
yeah, that's from
yeah.
multiple shows, right?
He got
He's a
syndicated,
judge.
right?
you- America's Got Talent?
America's
Yeah,
Got
that's one
Talent.
thing. Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah, Deal or No Deal. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Both syndicated shows. That like, if you make it over 100 episodes, you're fucking set for life.
For life.
Yeah.
For life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Very true.
Yep. My favorite used to be when I'd catch the new Rodney Dangerfield Young Comedian special on HBO.
Yes, on
I used to
HBO.
love those, man. That's where I saw
I'd stay
Sam
up, my
Kinison.
parents would
That's
be
where I saw
sleeping.
Andrew
I'd
Dice
watch it
Clay.
up late.
Carol Leifer,
Yeah.
Elaine Boozler was one of my Barry Sobel I saw on there, Robert Schimmel, all those guys
Robert
I saw
Schimmel,
on
yeah.
there.
I
Those guys
I'm
were
glad you brought his name
incredible.
up because I know that we now and people do not. I mean, he had a show recently out, but I remember listening to Andrew Dice Clay tapes,
Yeah.
and they were some of the things that like they were the most like forbidden,
Yeah.
Gnarly.
dirty,
They
gnarly.
were brutal, man.
But you
weren't.
could hear the crowd. This dude was talking to a fucking New York,
Yeah.
you know,
They
An
loved
arena.
every minute
An
of
an
it.
arena full
Yeah.
of people, man. And I just don't
Ford
like.
Fairlane, the movie,
Yes, dude. The
Dude,
They
Adventures
made
of
a
Ford
movie.
Fairlane.
Zambuca milkshake.
Zambuca milkshakes.
Dude.
Shake me. Jazz. Shake
So
me.
I hate
Yeah.
when like
His
people
very- his,
disrespect people
nursery
like that,
rhymes?
you
Yeah.
know,
The
like,
nursery rhyme, man, yeah.
I don't think I would ever. I'm not saying because I'm obsessed on him, but I don't think I'd ever done comedy if it wasn't for listening to the.
No,
those
yeah,
tapes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
You know
known
what I mean?
how to. Like those were my how-to. What like you would
Yeah.
hear how they said things and how they timed things.
Timing. Yes.
I would listen to Carlin for hours and just listen to that beat
Yeah.
and the cadence. Exactly.
Yeah.
It was
The
just
cadence,
that
man.
delivery, that that drawing
My guy
everybody
was
in and giving them
Cosby,
a
I hate
beat
to
and
say
then
it.
crushing them with something, man. It's just so great. But then Williams was the guy that taught you to think on your feet
Oh,
and
see, I
how to
never
take
liked him.
whatever happened around you and do something with it. If you had, those were
Too
the
much.
guys, man.
He could be a little overwhelming.
Yeah, he
because
could.
He was so
He
hot.
could. And that's,
I was
that
raised on
like,
Cosby records.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie,
Cosby.
man.
I used to go. I would
I-
fake sick from school and sit home and listen to the 78
listen,
albums on the Sears
dude.
stereo system for
My parents
sure.
had 7 to 8 Cosby records.
Yeah.
And I would just
Yes.
over and over and
Yep,
over.
I
listen to
memorized
those,
them.
man.
I did one of his stories in a talent show at like an Eco
Yeah,
Week thing
sure,
that I
man.
went on,
Yeah.
man. It was so much fun. The story, not that I knew how to deliver it because I had listened to the
Yeah.
records so many times, but the story was so much fun
Yeah.
that they wanted another one. So we
And
did
then-
another. You know, I mean, it was amazing because I memorized a shit.
Even
ton of
fucking
them.
Eddie Murphy, dude.
Oh,
no, that was
those
my
were-
next
Murphy.
Yeah, Delirious.
So
and
the next
fucking-
transition for
I don't
me,
like how he disappeared from like doing stand-up.
well, he
No,
made so
you
much
should-
money doing movies.
Yeah,
Movies.
should've-
He
just
made-
did-
he
and
did
then he
2
did-
or 3 movies
and
in a
don't
row
forget the
that were
musical career that was in there
disgustingly
too.
great.
Party
Yeah,
all the
we
time,
did,
baby.
yeah.
Party
That
all
was
the
Doug's
time.
song,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But he was so
But-
talented at just stand-up. He should have just fucking.
But the money
His
wasn't there.
charisma,
A Goonie
His
Goo Goo.
stand-up was dying
his
at that
stage
time.
presence was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah,
prior too.
That was my transition. Was from the Cosby records to watching Eddie Murphy late at night
Yeah.
on Raw and Delirious
yeah.
on
Seeing-
HBO.
right.
When my parents were like, "I can't wait hanging up with you. You know,
Yeah.
I have to sleep." Or parents, "You're just a kid. Stay up
Yeah.
if you want." And I would watch Eddie Murphy all fucking night. And then I was born the year Saturday Night Live came out. So
Oh man,
I was 74, and that was my obsession. Was
Colin was on that too.
I wanted to be a writer for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, dude.
When all my friends were like, "I want to be a fireman. I want to be a cop.
I wanna work with
be a writer
Belushi."
for Saturday Night Live."
Yeah, I
I
wanted
didn't
to
wanna
be
be
on, I wanted
on
to be
the
on
show.
MASH, but that was the show I watched.
I didn't even want to be on Saturday Night
all
Live.
this shit.
Absolutely, but I wanted
Without
to be
Wayne
Hawkeye
Rack.
Pierce.
Yeah. Oh, Hawkeye. God.
I wanted to be
dude.
Hawkeye Pierce, man. That was my, which
Who
explains
is
the
Groucho
alcoholism.
Marx? Who is,
yeah.
he's-
right, yeah, who was
he's-
exactly,
yeah,
who was W.C. Fields, who
Yes,
was all
yes,
of those guys
yes.
smashed together. Exactly,
God,
yes,
but he
indeed.
did the best. He was
Yes,
so good.
he was amazing. He
What's
was
his name? The
Alan,
actor.
Alan Alda, yeah.
Alan
yeah.
Alda,
yeah.
And what was so funny was that, like, I've read the coffee table books, and I've read Alan Alda's "Never Have Your Dog Stuffed" was his memoir.
Yeah.
And he was so unlike that character. Like he was not
absolutely.
womanizing and the
See, I always
drinking
thought that
and
was
everything.
him.
No,
Yeah.
he really had to bring that character out, and he did it well.
Yeah.
But he said he goes, we're standing in this shed on this lot in California getting ready to film the pilot, and I'm supposed to come running out of this. He's like, I have no idea who this character is, what he does, and he goes, all I know is that he's nothing like me. And they just went from there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
he
was great.
It was, yeah.
I think that makes something great, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a genius to play a fucking idiot
Yeah.
on TV.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
And for that, all you need is Hugh Laurie. If you've ever watched any episodes of The Blackadder compared to House.
And I've got to say,
Yeah.
in modern
True.
time,
Blackadder, the young ones.
like character development in shows, fucking those who can't. And I don't know if you guys
It's a
have
great
watched
show.
it yet, but
yeah.
the
I
character
keep catching
development they
clips of
do
it,
in
yeah.
that is fucking great. And all those guys, good for them for getting it out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's filmed in.
In Denver.
No, it's
No.
filmed in the same high school as Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
moved. They went
But
out
it's
to
supposed
LA
to be
They did
East
move
High
to
School.
LA.
It's
yeah.
supposed to be East,
Mhm.
but
East
it's
High School.
filmed in Fast Times,
That's amazing.
the high school.
Yeah.
Which, to me, pardon me, when I watch it, it feels like a weird sequel to Fast Times. So if you think about
Yeah.
it, like
Yeah.
how many years later, decades
Right.
later,
Hanging
and
out
this
at
is
the
the
lines.
still
Yeah,
high
it's the
school,
same, yeah.
and it's how much craziness is still going on.
Yep.
Man, you talked about that, man. I remember I used to have open mics in Denver for
Mhm.
years. When I was really first into it, it was at the Lions Lair.
Yeah.
East Colfax,
Lions
right at
Lair.
Colorado and Colfax. So, I'll name his name. Aaron Middleton came in.
Mm-hmm.
It was his first time ever doing stand-up. And he said, I want to sign up for the mic. I said, yeah, man, cool. He goes, like, I was really nervous about doing this. He's like, it's not like Ben Roy's going to walk in here or anything. And he fucking wrote his name down, and then Ben walked into the bar.
Of course, right?
And signed up right underneath him.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was just like, and then Aaron looked at me like,
Oh.
fuck. And we still laugh about it, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But it was just,
And then they
I think-
chased TJ Miller out.
Well, yeah, probably. Maybe like
no, they
after the
did.
show
That made
was
a big
over.
thing
Yeah, yeah.
like,
No, I know.
like
but
a
I'm
couple
saying-
months ago.
Well, this was at the, not, did I say Lions Lair?
Yeah.
I meant Lost Lake.
Lost
The
Lake,
Lost
yeah.
Lake.
Lost Lake.
I'm
Lost
sorry.
Lake.
the LL.
Yeah.
And they're within like 5 blocks of each
Oh
other.
yeah, they're not too
At the
far.
Lost Lake Lounge. And it was just so funny, which used to be the Bulldog, and before that. It was just funny that someone was like, Ben's going to walk in here right now.
And then boom.
And then boom. And, and Ben was still like, I don't know how many years into Denver comedy, but it wasn't like...
I like Ben.
This was
Yeah,
years
Ben's
before
great.
Those Who Can't.
All those
And,
guys.
Yeah, I've had a chance to work with Ben a couple times, and the best part about working with Ben is watching him go.
Yeah.
Because he's just so
Yeah, man.
damn good.
fucking
He's
wild,
so much
too.
fun. That whole thing he does about like how he's not going to go quietly when he leaves this world. It talks about he describes the
dragging her
series
down
going into the emergency room and
The
this.
nurse,
Oh God. Yeah.
Well, whenever people ask me who are my favorite comedians of all time, I have to bring up local people.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm like, well, Sam Talent. You ever heard Sam Talent?
Yeah.
No, I'm just asking. They want me to say,
Oh yeah, they want you to say
Bill-
Carlin and all those guys.
or to me, Bill Burr, just
Right.
any more modern,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, you should look at this guy, Sam Talent.
Yeah, Sam Talent's
or
Yeah.
Ben Roy, or just something like that.
Those local guys.
But
I
it's
get-
the people you see and you watch
Yeah.
grow and hone their craft
And then get it out there.
Yeah.
And
and get it out there.
That's the best part about. Like,
I mean,
I
they've
would love
got-
to. There's so many guys I would love to see blow. Ryan Nowell, I would love to see
Yes.
absolutely explode
Yes.
because he is to
hilarious.
me.
genuine.
He's just
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
last
his.
week.
I love his delivery.
Yeah.
I love his subject because he's so smart and he has yet to lose an audience. You know what I mean? Like oh
He
God.
pushes them though. I like
He
that
does.
he takes them right to the edge, and he makes them think just enough.
Yep.
And then he'll be like, "Okay, I feel sorry for you. You don't have to think anymore."
Yeah, we'll bleed it
No.
off with some
He
silly
controls
tags
the
or
shit.
something.
His
Yeah.
He's like
Fleetwood
a Star
Mac
Trek
fucking
char-
bit.
He's like a Star Trek captain, and we're all his like.
Yeah, he's just so much fun
The
to
Fleetwood
watch,
Mac
man.
joke.
The whole
That's
Fleetwood Mac
the funniest
joke
joke I've ever
is
seen.
so
Dude,
fucking
the
great.
funniest joke I've ever
Or
seen.
the Jesus or what boats are just wobbly sidewalks for Jesus. Like that's
The
so
Fleetwood
great.
Mac joke though
It's gold.
He's got so many.
It's the funniest joke I've ever seen.
The whole thing about the bumper stickers that then leads into like the Girl Scouts. He's like, and while we're at it, can we find a better way to teach our young children geometry than building these little death traps and all? Oh my God, dude! Like he's just, yeah,
I love Ryan.
yeah. He's one of the guys that I would kill to see blow up and be able to go places with this
Well,
because
He's
so
pushing
damn
it,
good at
man.
Kill to be able to have that. I struggle with writing jokes.
Yeah,
I'm not someone who's like, I'm a prolific joke writer.
No.
I'm not. I'm
No,
really
it takes
like,
work.
I like to run shows, and I can recognize how to produce not produce comedians, but book funny people
Right.
according to the room I have. And if you're gonna ask me to do a show, cool, man. 5 to 15 minutes. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna delusions of grandeur.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
And that's where I've
there are
always
people who have
been.
gifts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, give me
Yeah.
about that 15 to 20. I love the feature spot. I
Yeah.
love that because
Yeah.
I don't have to open the show, and I get a chance to build that energy that the
Right.
headliner is going to ride. If I do it right, it works great, and I like that spot. They give me headliner, and I get sick of myself after about 15 minutes, and I cut the fucking set early. I've done it.
I'm gonna take it all the way back. This is a great callback, but my jokes are like farts of my own that I smell. You know what I mean? It's like you just like wake up in this cloud of
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, you're like,
But like, okay, I smelled it enough. This is just something that I
yeah,
should use.
I should
You
do
know what I mean?
something here. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just little thoughts that you're like, okay, not worthy, and then you smell it, and it's like, this offends me enough where I should offend everyone.
Yeah, I should
with
share this
yeah,
with
man.
populace.
Yeah.
We need this.
Yep.
So do some shameless promotion real quick. Let's promote the shows.
Man, I live in Loveland, Colorado right now, south of Fort Collins, north of Denver, not the ski resort. For everyone who just is like, yeah, Loveland, bro. Yeah, no skiing. There, you can probably do a lot of cocaine there and
Yeah.
ski if you. I don't know, but I run 3 shows there, so just follow Loco Comedy.
Loco Comedy.
On Facebook. But my number one thing to produce is my own, or promote, is my own podcast, The Broadcast Geeks.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Mitch Jones, who's in northern Colorado, kind of
He's another guy.
old schooler.
Oh, I love Mitch.
Yeah,
Jones.
Nate Balding, Matt Orn, who owns El Torito, Chris Baker, who works at Comedy Works,
Right.
and Jake Becker, who is putting on this film, the festival down in Trinidad. We have a long-standing podcast called The Broadcast Geeks.
Yeah, almost 150 episodes.
We just did 140 last night. Yeah,
Wow.
which will release 3 days from now because we deal with a lot of time traveling listeners.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever listened to our podcast, but we're very. We just for 3 years now we've just been talking about CW television shows and really bad movies.
Yeah.
And we just love it, and we love to hang out together and get really high and
Bullshit.
Yeah, we bullshit. Yeah, I mean, like what we've been doing here tonight.
Yeah.
But we try to condense it to an hour, and we've been doing it for a long time. We love it. Broadcast Geeks, local comedy. Check it out.
We tried to condense it to an hour, and it gets
No,
too
but I like
it gets
what we've
too
been doing
deep,
here.
you know.
This feels fun. This is a very. We huddle around a little like tiny microphone, in a very like quiet space for like an hour and try
Candles
not to,
lit.
smell each other's breath and
Right.
you know what I mean.
Scratch each other's asses.
Yeah,
and-
and smell it.
Yeah, it smells. Yeah, you got it.
How's it smell?
Dirty.
No, definitely get out there.
Podcast smells great.
Get out there and check these guys
Yeah,
out.
but local
They-
comedy, if you guys happen to be around Loveland, Colorado, and you want a free show, Verboten Brewery, the Boar and Bull, and Chillers.
Yeah.
I
Those are
played the Boar and the
fun.
Bull, which is a blast of a room. That's
I get every-
such a
yeah.
fun venue. I played Chillers. I had a good time there when Dickie Bill was running that one, and Verboten I haven't done yet.
I started a show Verboten. The other two shows I was lucky enough to just inherit from people like you said earlier. People just you run a show and you decide to move on, and if the town wants to keep going, they just say keep booking it. And
Yeah.
I got lucky, and
If someone's willing to,
Try to make it a painless
Boar and the Bull,
transfer.
that's a fun room, man.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
and they're rebranding themselves to the Piggin' Out Smokehouse Saloon. So
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Okay.
Same people.
That's tough when
different
you're
name?
trying to promote something and then are
Yeah,
rebranding
right.
themselves.
Yeah. Same place.
Same
Different
place.
name.
Yeah. Piggin' Out Boar and Bull. Yeah.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Thank you for coming and filling in for Josh. He's still missing.
He's on that mission.
He's on that mission
Yeah.
in India, spreading the good word of God.
I'm very excited to for the end of this year for the Death Pool.
Yes.
Literally
Yeah.
We'll announce the winner. Right now, Mike is in the fucking lead.
Yeah, baby.
Not very far. Josh is creeping up on him. Josh is creeping up on him.
I feel like every time the show went out earlier, Mike was back there
Fucking
trying
with
to
something.
to encourage the death of someone he's already he's doing some
There's
serious
some
shit
black
back there.
web shit over here.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
on the black web.
He is.
He just sold Courtney Love some bad fucking
That's it, man.
oh, shit.
Some fucking cotton candy.
Some cotton
Now
candy.
we play the waiting game.
I got that Oklahoma cotton candy, girl.
Cotton candy.
Oklahoma's the only place you can still buy flats of Sudafed at a gas station, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Hey, it's true. I've
Because they
seen
don't
it.
care what
I've
you're
seen
using
it,
it
yeah.
for.
Dude, I used
I just
Sudafed.
got a real bad
I
cold.
don't
Part
give
of
a
the
fuck.
state economy.
I used Sudafed on children and dogs just to get them to go to sleep.
Yeah,
Let's just
that's
say.
I just like when I walk into some place and I have to show my ID to buy. I'm like, do I look like a meth? I have way too much skin on my arms and face to be a meth addict.
Yeah.
It's just not. We both know what's happening here.
Yeah, I've
You're a
noticed.
casual.
Right? Oh yeah, I'm just
casual.
a casual user. It's
Just
just
trying to get
on the
through your-
weekends.
I'm just trying to get through your.
Yeah, it just helps
state.
me get stuff
Yeah.
done around the house.
Yeah.
They'll pick me up.
Let's see what we have next week, guys. Next week we are back with Sammy Pashota
Hell yeah.
and Dave Carpenter,
Oh,
Nice,
Dave.
Dave.
who
Hey,
is
Sam, I
on-
like Sammy. I know Dave a
They're
little better. I've
both
known him a
great.
lot.
They're
Dave's a
so good at banter. And
Yeah,
they're so
Dave
fun
is
to talk
amazing. We did Comedy Con in Greeley this past summer, which was conceptually fantastic. It did not physically work out as well as the
Right.
the concept
was
did,
good.
Right.
but the concept was fun. It was amazing, and it was me and a guy named Sean Ryan. Dave Carpenter was with us, and I had one other person. But anyway, we got tapped to do a vaudeville style show, and so we ended up just doing a round robin where there were two chairs, and you would have two people sit down, and they would go, "Hey, do you hear that?" And it was just these awful, and you would tell your joke, and then you would get up and run off stage, and somebody else would run back out, and it was just so ridiculous, but it was so much fun, and Dave Carpenter was amazing.
Dave's great people. The week after that, I'm trying to think. We have Dickie Bill Wagner
Bill.
and Bridget Callahan.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
Nice.
That's gonna get vicious.
Yeah.
Then after that, we've got Nick Sandville from Genetic
from-
Concepts,
yeah.
EQ.
Oh yeah, Odie's.
And then I can't think of who's here. We have Nikki Rax here January 1st, and then January 8th we have Pat McCall and Elon Stribling, folks.
Elon, dude, that dude is a crusher.
That
I
guy's
love Elon.
fucking killing
He needs more love in Denver. Denver, book Elon Stribling.
Yes, book all these guys.
I want to see how much I use my hand now because I'm watching the video and I'm very like self-conscious about it. I'm like, I fucking touched my beard 110 times.
I keep glancing over there, going, "What am I doing there?"
Right,
Jesus.
And the delay makes it.
Yeah, right. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
'Cause
what?
there is a slight delay. As always, guys, you can catch us here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. on Facebook. Then you can catch us later on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, Spotify, Podcast Republic, all sorts of fucking places.
dark web.
Podknife.
You name
Yeah,
it.
dark web, Pornhub, RedTube.
RedTube.
This is the closest
Ex-hamster
I'm getting to
coming
the- Hey,
soon.
baby, look out!
Coming
Are you
soon.
opening up? They're awesome.
We're gonna go the Wheeler Walker approach and just all through porn. But yeah, thank you guys, Jeff Albright,
thanks
Bob
for having me.
Gaudet,
Thanks
for
for having
coming.
me, guys. This
These
was a lot
guys
of
are
fun,
fucking
yeah.
hilarious. Check them out around Colorado and in your pants.
Colorado comedy.
Yes, support Colorado comedy and sometimes music.
Yeah.
And it's good to have Mike back.
Bye.
Cancer free.
Thank you.
Cancer free Mike.
Yay.
Thank you.
Good job on fighting that cancer.
Yeah.
I kicked its ass.
You
Way to
did.
be.
I did.
You did. And thank you guys for staying with us. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Look how we look at each other like,
Yeah, like
we have to arm wrestle now to get out of here?